And welcome to the 36th annual Vermont Chevrolet Dealers Milk Bowl at the nation's site of excitement, Thunder Road, high atop Quarry Hill in Barre, Vermont. With Big Bigelow, I'm Ken Squire. As we settle down to watch the field paired from 43 to 26 automobiles to compete for the annual honors that mark the end of the 1999 stock car racing season in Vermont. And Big, I guess the big question is, who's the favorite out here? Brian Hoare certainly on the pole, the winner of this event a year ago. Can he do it again?
Obviously, he is the favorite. He comes in with a 10-point deficit for the overall championship at Thunder Road, and that's going to be on his mind. But anytime they unload here for a regional series, then Brian Hoare normally is the guy to be shooting after.
Now, this is a unique race because it's run in a far different manner than others. It's run in 3 50-lap segments. The first segment is by qualifying. A dozen cars qualified the day previous to this race. The rest will qualify today. So pretty much they line up by speed and ability. At the end of 50 laps, they'll invert the field for the second 50 laps and invert it one more time. And that's why they call it the toughest short track race in America. You've got to win it 3 times. There's no individual payoff per segment. There's only one payoff, and it's based on points. A perfect score, naturally, is 3 points. Larry DeMar did it in the early days, Dave Dion, Robbie Crouch. But in 36 years, that's about the summation of who has won this race with a perfect score of 3. 1 point to win the first segment, 1 point to win the second, and 1 point to win the third. As to how it will go today, we'll stand by. And remember this, when it gets down to the end of this event, should there be a tie, and over 50% of these milk bowls have had a tie at the end of the third segment in the points, then the best finish in that third and final segment will declare the winner and who gets to kiss the cow. It's quite a game, and stand by because it's a lot of action.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as much a part of the milk bowl as 3 50-lap segments and kissing the cow is the chance to take a few moments pre-race to meet some of the men that have made this event America's toughest short track stock car race, and an event that's renowned from coast to coast. Downstairs for a bit of Thunder Road history to the senior voice of motorsports on CBS television and the voice of Thunder Road for 40 years, Mr. Ken Squire.
Thank you, and a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome to the final program of 1999, the 40th annual season. Out here on the Speedway, a couple of cars. We'll introduce one first. This was the car that in the first year, number 46, George Barre created, was driven by the late Roy Forsythe, and is the only car in the history of Thunder Road to win 10 consecutive feature events from the rear in those inverted start days, in the days when Bobby Waugh, the Tiger from Barre, who I understand has come up here from the Virgin Islands, we tried to get him down here. He's as timid as he always was. But it was a wonderful time, and after the races are over today, these are the 4 flatheads that began the history of Thunder Road, and we hope you'll take a moment. A lot of good folks here today, that you'll come down and spend some time with us in the pit area. This is the end of the season for everyone, so it's a time to kick tires and tell stories. And the people that tell the greatest stories are those who win this milk bowl. 3 50-lap segments, inverted starts in 2 and 3. And we'd like you now to meet previous champions of this event. And we'd like to introduce first, as he gets ready to race from the pole today in the 1999 milk bowl, the driver of the Dodge Avenger, the Dodge Avenger. Would you welcome the defending champion, Brian Hoare? On the pole, do you make it 2 in a row?
Well, I don't know, but we're going to try. I mean, we certainly got a good car, and we're starting in a good spot. So, I think we got a good shot at going for the first segment, but it gets a little tougher from there.
Indeed it does. Go with Godspeed and have a great race today. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Hoare. Once we get back. And the 1997 champion of this event and defending Thunder Road champion in the Northfield Savings Bank Formula Ford, number 14. Would you welcome Phil Scott? Got some work to do.
Yeah, we got a little bit of work to do, but we got a good car today, and it's not like any other Thursday night. If you start from the back end, you can work your way up.
All right, well, best wishes to you. Hope you have a great, successful race, and it's right up there like it was in '97.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
All right. Delighted to have back with us former Thunder Road champion in the Milk Bowl, great modified driver these days. Would you welcome from Milton, John Paul Steer, ladies and gentlemen. No, you like those modified. Wish you were in the Milk Bowl.
Sure do, but happy to be here and enjoy a nice sunny day at the races.
All right, nice to have you with us. The 91 champion of this event is one of the officials for the competition today. Would you welcome Dan Beatty? Are any of these things legal?
Well, as a racer, they're all legal, but as an official, we keep them as close as we can.
Well, it's always a big question mark. Congratulations on your victory, and I know a lot of folks will want to come down and tell stories with you after the day is over.
Well, I hope everybody comes down the pit and sees all the drivers and has a great race.
Thank you, Dan. In the history of Canadian stock car racing, the greatest name that Canada has ever produced, with nearly 500 victories, including great races in Daytona and Charlotte, North Carolina, was a regular for many years here at the site of excitement. The 73 and 87 winner of this event, ladies and gentlemen, Canada's greatest stock car driver, the great Jean-Paul Cabana. I think they want you to come out of retirement for the 14th time.
Oh, I should like that. But, you know, sometimes you need stuff.
You need to stop, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
You certainly had two good races here in this one, and you've got a great young field out here. You've got some wonderful young Canadians coming along with what you're doing in Canada to promote racing, John Paul.
I think next few years we have 4 or 5 Canadians come back in the United States and give the good competition to the young driver.
You always gave us the good competition.
I try to, and the new one try to.
All right, thank you for being here today. John Paul Cabana. One of the most popular drivers the state of Vermont has ever produced, and the 1972 winner of this event. And what a show he put on in the Jiffy Lube 150. He was home. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Dragon from Milton, Vermont. Great to have you back here today, and we thank you very much for the performance you gave us back on Labor Day weekend.
It's always fun to come back and see this kind of crowd. You know, we don't get a chance to get in front of our old fans in Vermont at all, and so anytime we can get down here, it's sure as much fun for me as it is, you know, the fans.
Thank you for coming today, Bob Dragon. And when you talk about the Dragons, you can't forget another great one, another winner of this Milk Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, his elder brother, and one of the elder statesmen of Vermont racing, Harmon Beaver Dragon. And both he and Bob have sons who are out here trying to give us their all today. Did you have any further instructions for the kid?
Apparently I must have missed somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
You didn't qualify.
Well, you know, some days it's the diamonds and some days it's stone.
Yeah, today's stone.
Well, anyway, it's great to have you here, and isn't it a wonderful day for this event?
You couldn't ask for a better day and a better crowd. This is great.
All right, thank you, Beaver Dragon. The 1969 winner of this event, and one of the people most instrumental for bringing stock car racing to the place that it has become in Vermont, when he was president of the Northeastern Racing Association, ran the whole deal, came out here and won race after race. Would you welcome from St. Johnsbury, Johnny Gamble. Nice to have you back on a beautiful day for a race.
It is beautiful, Ken, and I'm very pleased to be back as always.
And this race, particularly to you, what is this as tough as we try to promote it as?
Oh yeah, you think too. We don't believe it just watching today. Back in the old days with Campos and all, you know, and Marvin, and it was a tougher to win. And that was my biggest and best, you know, my greatest achievement I've ever made. Not just track champions, but state champion, but this race right here meant more to me than any other race.
John Gamble, ladies and gentlemen. This race was instituted in 1962. Warren Brandlett brought a car number 7 here, and it flew to victory. And 2 years later, the same driver, driving this very car, this number 30, became the first man to ever win it twice. He was one of the most colorful and spectacular drivers. And when you look at all the safety regulations they built into cars today, and you think about this guy coming out of this turn 4 one night and going end over end about 4 times over 4 other cars, you wonder why we still have the opportunity to welcome in here today. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Harold Hard Luck Hannaford. Nice to have you back.
It's nice to be back. Always nice to come back to this track and see the crowd that's supported this place for 40 years. Hard for me to believe it. Beautiful day for racing. I wish everybody was all luck. And thanks for all the support out here.
Yeah, there were a few fans that used to come over from New Hampshire every week. A lot of Vermont fans that felt otherwise.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, because I think back then, and I'm glad to see that it's changed, but I think the people in the stands had more trouble than we did on the track.
Well, I'm not so sure about that, Harold. But, all right, well, it's great to have you here, and he will be here after the race with the car in which he won this event in 1964. Harold, great to have you here. The Grand Marshal for today's race is one of the most important figures in American motorsports. For over 50 years, he has been the Boswell of this sport. And with his humor, and with his cynicism, and with his objectivity, he has sort of directed it, because his weekly column was the one instrument which everyone from the major promoters and the major racing teams and the major drivers turned to. He has been the conscience of this sport for so many years. For us who followed racing from the beginning back in the early 40s before the war, he was the voice. He became the voice of ABC television for motorsports, and later was my colleague at CBS. And it is a great honor here in Vermont, and I hope you will join with me in giving a great Vermont welcome to the Dean of Racecasters, without fear, Chris Economaki.
Thank you very much, Ken. I'm really touched and honored to be here, and the wonderful reception I've received. I've been around a few years, as you probably imagine, and I look at these cars, and it's wonderful to see these cars that come back, but more importantly, the tradition that they represent, that is being kept alive here at this wonderful racetrack. And though I was disparaged a little bit the other day by Mr. Squire when he referred to me as a flatlander, they gave me this beautiful Johnson Vermont jacket that says, now I'm a woodchuck. So I'm a flatlander and a woodchuck, two things I wasn't when I got here Thursday. Now I want to say a little bit about what I'm seeing on the track. This racetrack, as beautiful as it is, smooth, fast, beautifully contoured, is an SOB to drive. It is one of the most difficult tracks in the country. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the drivers who graduate from Thunder Road are so wonderful, so talented, able to go to other racing series and excel. This racetrack asks more of the man than most other racetracks in these United States. And I congratulate Ken and his partners for having designed this difficulty into it that also gives you folks the great show. And I watched the B main just a few moments ago. It meant a lot to those people. You had to finish 6th or better to get into the big racing and the big money. And yet no one touched anyone. There was no on-track contact. I admire not only the ability and the talents of your drivers, but their sportsmanship as well. Enjoy the day, ladies and gentlemen.
There's Economaki. National Speedbowl Enterprises, 50 cents and pay no more, right, Chris? Something like that. I love that jacket. Really fits him. All right, can we have the push truck out, please, for number 30? its motor is not feeling as well. And let's roll out number 46 in memory of Roy Forsythe and so many who were such a big part of this. This afternoon concludes the 40th season, and on behalf of Tom Curley and yours truly, we want to thank so many of you for being such great loyalists this year. As you know, Tom, if you're new, has 3 rules if you come here. This is the first time you've ever been to the road. Pay attention, because we're about to get into the serious part of the show. There are rules for the fans. Rule number 1 for Mr. Curley, have a wonderful time. And rule number 2, be respectful to the folks around you. And rule number 3, tell your friends about it. You will not see better short track racing anywhere in America. And now, ladies and gentlemen, directing your attention to turn 1. And here are the qualified cars and teams for the 1999 36th annual version of the Milk Bowl. gentlemen, Gene Shepard, American author, has said that horse racing was the sport of kings and that American stock car racing was the sport of friends. It's about to get a little unfriendly out here as these drivers compete for the toughest race that we run anywhere on this circuit. Behind each of these cars, you see these teams. This is approximately their 50th race this year. And this is family, these are friends, these are neighbors who have worked with every one of these cars all season long. And from 43 cars, here is your qualified field. Would you please give these people a great round of applause? And now, ladies and gentlemen, to your announcer from WDEV AM 550 and FM 96.1 to introduce the starting field for the 36th Annual Milk Bowl, here is Dave Moody.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the starting lineup. In the vehicles provided by your Vermont Chevy dealers, leading the way in the Chevy pickup truck from Champlain Chevrolet, starting 26th on the field, the final qualifier through the B feature. Number 10 from Newberry, Vermont, the Flex the Seal Chevrolet for Jeff Spooner. Starting 25th, driving the HP Hood Northfield Auto Parts Chevrolet. From Northfield, Vermont, Chris Machado, number 6. Row 12 on the outside. Winner last week in the province of Quebec, car number 0 from Essex Junction, the Hammer Mark Fournier. And alongside Barre to go 23rd on the grid, the Berlin City Car Center Chevrolet. From Durham, New Hampshire, Casey, the Rosie, car number 2. In the truck provided by Cody Chevrolet in Montpelier. 22nd on the starting grid, the Times Argus Chevrolet, number 68 in Jim Silly. And alongside Silly, the Exile on Main Street. Car number 4 from Montpelier, Sean Flurry, your B-feature winner. Also from Cody Chevrolet in Montpelier, row number 10, starting 20th. The Ponderosa Steakhouse, Profile Auto Body, Pontiac Dan Casey, car number 63. And alongside Casey in his final race, here at the nation side of excitement in his final season, the former Thunder Road champion, the Merchants Bank Pontiac and Burger Blake, car number 27. Row number 9, Shearer Chevrolet, sponsoring the pickup truck. 18th on the starting grid, the Marshall Motors Allied Engine Chevrolet Billy Marcia, car number 33. And alongside Marcia to start 17th on the field, the Charter Communications Old Toledo from Danville and Kendall Ajar. From Freedom Chevrolet in Waterbury, row number 8 on the outside, the Winners Brothers Recycling, R.R. Charlebois, Pontiac, Barney McCrae, car number 30. And starting 15th, the Genro Construction Pontiac Grand Prix from Waterbury, car number 93 in Brett Wheeler. Champlain Chevrolet, row number 7 on the outside, the two-time and defending King of the Road, driving the Northfield Savings Bank, Formula 4 Taurus Phil Scotty, car number 14. And alongside Scott, post position number 13, the Vermont Central Vacuum Chevrolet David Whitfield. Valley Motor Sales, row number 12, row number 6, starting in the number 12 position, the Green Mountain Office Machine Chevrolet Rich Lowry, car number 13. And the multi-time Thunder Road champion, one of only 3 drivers to win features in all 4 decades here at the road, the Domino's Pizza, with your quick lube, Pontiac and Joey LeCare. Row number 5 for Handy Chevrolet. Starting 10th on the field, the outstanding youngster, the big sales and service, Thunder Tire, Chevrolet, Derek Lang, car number 34. And alongside Big main event winner in 99, the Land Air Express Pontiac, car number 92 for Chad Wheeler. Row number 4 for H.O. Taylor Chevrolet. Multi-time Thunder Road track champion will start 8th on the grid. Driving car number 54, the Subway Chevrolet Chuck Beatty. And the phenomenal freshman on the late model Sportsman Series, the SD Island Concrete Chevrolet Jamie Fisher, car number 18. Row 3 for McMahon Chevrolet. Starting in the 6th position, former Flying Tiger champion here at the nation's side of excitement, the Stars Transportation, Freedom Partners, Chevrolet, car number 21, and Jimmy Young. And starting 5th, looking to lock up the King of the Road championship, he comes in leading by 10. Driving car number 7, the GW Tetro Chevrolet, Eric Williams from Hard Park. Row number 2 for Shearer Chevrolet. The former Vermont Milk Bowl pole winner driving the Rice Energy, Casella Waste Management. Car number 09 from Shelburne and Dennis Demers. And starting third, holy cow, will you look at that? Starting third, the former King of the Road, driving the Fecto Homes, DeMars Hardware, Pontiac, Peter Fecto, car number 75. And ladies and gentlemen, the front row for the 36th annual Vermont Chevy Dealers Milk Bowl for Champlain Chevrolet on the outside. Driving the Days Inn of New England, Xerox Copier Chevrolet, car number 71, Chris Fisher. And on the Milk Bowl pole for the 3rd consecutive season, the defending Vermont Milk Bowl champion, the ACT champion, the Airborne Raceway champion for 1999, the Goss Dodge Avenger, Brian Holloway, car number 45. That is the starting field for the 36th annual renewal of North America's toughest short track stock car race, the Vermont Chevy Dealers Milk Bowl at the nation's side of excitement, Thunder Road. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the starting field. And this ought to be a dandy this afternoon. All the crews positioned on the front straightaway, ready to send their drivers away. And ladies and gentlemen, we ask now that you please rise first for our Canadian guests, the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
Okay, well, the two pollsters here for today, obviously the fastest time yesterday. On my right is Brian Hoare, the fastest time yesterday. How'd you sleep?
Well, no, we had a good time, and I get to bed early. Got a good night's rest. It's going to be a long day. Yeah, we had a good car.
Now, you obviously won the Milk Bowl last year, so that weighs on your mind. 10 points out of the lead for the overall championship here at Thunder Road. How does Brian Hoare go into today's race?
Trying to win. I mean, we've got to do that. You know, we're going to go out here and try to lead as many laps as we can, and hope we can beat this other guy over here for the checkered in the first segment. And I don't know. I mean, there's some bonus points for leading the most laps, and I guess we're going for that, see if we can't close up that 10 points. I guess that's our first goal, go out there, lead laps, and lead as many as we can so we can close up that 10-point gap with Eric. And then when it comes down to the second two segments, I mean, we got to go out there and just plain beat him, and he's been real consistent, so I think we've got our work cut out for us with the rest of this group, too.
All right, good luck. The gentleman on my left is the other guy he was talking to. Chris, second fastest yesterday. How did you sleep?
I slept well, actually. I went to the cow cutter they had here last night, and then I loaded up, went home and went to bed to get a good night's rest. You're going to need it to beat these guys.
You know, obviously a beautiful sunny day out here today. A big difference between yesterday and today. What did you guys do to change the car?
We really didn't. Well, we just changed some stuff to make it better, not on account of the weather, just to make it better for me and better on long runs. And you know, I don't think it's the weather. I mean, this track's hard. You know, no matter if it's raining or sunny. You know, so we'll see what happens.
Now, obviously, the first segment, you and Brian have the obvious best spot in the house to start. You know, anything in the top three, I'm sure, would help you. How's your strategy differ between, obviously, the first segment and the second and third?
I just need to keep an eye on the people that I have to race with, you know. Whoever finishes up front, that's all I need to watch for the second and third segment, you know, if it's Brian and Phil or whoever it is, you know. And I just need to keep track of where they are and try and place myself near them or ahead of them before the end.
Okay, that's Chris Fisher. Good luck out there.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm here with Eric Fisher. Qualified 5th yesterday. How'd you sleep last night?
Full moon didn't help, but we made it.
Now, obviously, you go in here today looking for your first ever victory, but you come in with a 10-point lead in the overall championship here at Thunder Road. Do you go into this with any different thought, or obviously the more positions you can pick up, the better off you are? What is your strategy going in?
We're just going to try to do the same thing we've done all year, you know, go out and just start passing cars, and when a checkered flag falls, we'll stop passing cars. Whatever happens, happens, you know.
That's a great strategy, and I don't want to get any bad luck on you at all, but with the great year that you had, would you actually be disappointed if you came out of here second place?
Yes, I would.
I'm glad to hear that. That's a race. It's one of those deals, you know, it's easy to say, you know, it's nice to finish second, but there's got to be something about the idea of being the Thunder Road champion.
Yeah, you know, the hard part is we've been up there all year long, you know, and we've gone through the pressure that goes along with that. And we really want it bad, and a lot of other people seem to really want it bad. We've had a lot of people wish us good luck. And we're going to try for it, you know, with everything we got. And there's not a whole lot of difference between second and fifth, so we're going for it.
Okay, now I do understand the point situation. With a 10-point lead, if Brian wins, my unofficial calculations say you have to finish third. If you finish fourth in the overall and Brian wins, you're going to lose by a point. Where if he doesn't win, there's a 5-point bonus to win, then it goes down by 2s. If Brian doesn't win, you just simply have to be within 4 positions of him. Is that how you understand it?
I'm not really sure. I was thinking it was 7 points. I was thinking it went 75, 68, but I could be wrong. We were thinking we had to finish third.
Yeah,
but,
I mean third, yeah.
We haven't really put a ton of thought into it because, like I say, we're just going to go out and pass cars, and what happens, happens. You know, that's all you can do. It's like boxing. You try to hit the other guy and not let him hit you, you know. That's all we're going to do, and that's the only thing we're thinking about.
Okay, that's Eric Williams, and with any luck, we'll see you down in Victory Lane later in the day. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Drivers, start your engine!
Okay, we're now down to it. We started about 24 hours ago with 44 late model competitors in the garage area looking for a spot in this, the 36th annual Vermont Chevy Milk Go. We've pared it down now to 26 of the best drivers in Vermont and New Hampshire. Brian Hoare, Chris Fisher will lead them to the green flag in this segment number 1. And what's going to happen here is the winner of segment number 1 will get 1 point and 1 point only. The gentleman that finishes in the 10th spot will get 10 points. There's 1 point for each position. When this race is over, they're going to invert the field. The gentleman that wins this will have 1 point, and after that 1 point, his victory lap, he gets to start on the dead tail of the second segment. What happens after the second segment is they also reward the same amount of points. And then after that, we'll run segment number 3 and invert them again. So obviously this is a big segment. You want to have a shot. Talked to a couple of drivers down on pit road earlier today. Top 5 would be good. Top 7 they could live with. I'm going to go out on the limb here and say probably if you're out of the top 8 or 9 or into the 10th spot, your chances of winning the Chevy Milk Bowl here today is going to be somewhat slim. As we look down the backstretch on there, one of their first of 2 or 3 pace laps. Brian Hoare driving the Gossage number 45, followed by Chris Fisher. Those were the 2 drivers that set fast time. Brian Hoare's lap of 13.474 was just a little bit better than Chris Fisher in the 13.524. All that doesn't matter anymore. Time trials simply lined up this first segment. As we did in the pre-race when we talked to Brian Hoare, he'd obviously like to win the first segment, but he also is keeping his eye on the number 71. Those of you that watch the racing here each and every week at Thunder Road, we do realize that Brian Hoare is in a very, very tight battle. We went over that with Eric Williams earlier. They both would like to win the Milk Bowl, but obviously I believe Eric Williams would take the 3rd place finish and be crowned the 1999 Thunder Road champion. That's all going to unfold right here in front of us. What we have down on the infield, the people with the flags are the pit crew. That's a tradition that the ACT and Tom Curley had started a few years ago. As their driver drives by them, their flags will pop up to salute not only their drivers, but all the drivers down there. Like I say, we're probably 2 or 3 pace laps go. The quiet will be broken, and we will be racing. Like we say, we had quite a few drivers here. As I look at the 1999 point standings as we go into it, Eric Williams is the leader. Brian Hoare is in second. Jamie Fisher, a great rookie driving the car number 18, is still within striking distance if something does, in fact, happen to Hoare or Williams. Chad Wheeler, the driver of the car number 92, is in 4th. Defending Thunder Road champion Phil Scott is in 5th. Chuck Beatty's in 6th. Dave Whitcomb, Derek Ming, Jimmy Young, and Jim Silly round out the top 10. Each and every one of those drivers are in the field today. Obviously, the points really doesn't matter at this point in time. They all like to put their names in the record book. The 36th time we've run the Milk Bowl here. It started way back in 1962 when Harold Hannaford won the first ever Milk Bowl, and Johnny Gamble lives in my hometown of St. Johnsbury. and it's still the proudest moment in his motorsports. Johnny Gamel's won many races, a few track champions around the world, around the state and in New Hampshire, and this is still his favorite one. As we come down to the start-finish line, they're still under one. That's the number 10 of Jeff Spooner, one of the lower buck teams, still looking for sponsorship to come back in the year 2000. Just ahead of him, the Chris Machad. Chris Machad has an interesting story today. Starting next year and probably into the year 2001, they're going to go to a spec motor in this division. Chris Machad, driver of the car number 6, is actually driving one of those spec motored cars today. Right now, they probably cost between the guys, like as we look at the 45, his motor probably costs anywhere in the neighborhood between $12,000 to $14,000, $15,000, and hopefully the spec motor will get them all back down to around $5,000, try to get some cost. Another big story here at the Thunder Road in 1999 has been the tire softener. It's one of those deals, either you have it down with science or you don't. Those that don't have it down with science just struggle each and every week here at the road to try to find the qualifying. That has already been announced. For the year 2000, there will be no tire softener here, so this is the last race run with the tire softener. They still slowly come down, looking to get ready to cross over before they go green. It's going to turn into a 150-lap race, broken down into 3 segments. This is where the butterflies, not only of the drivers but the crewmen. They've worked all year. We are going to be crossed over. It would be probably a lap or 2 before we go green. As I said, segment number 1, the victor gets 1 point and a chance to start dead last in the second segment. The 18 cars that did not qualify for this event have turned into alternates. The guy that finished 7th in the B feature is going to be the first alternate. They may get a chance to get on the high banks on a beautiful September day here in front of a very big crowd, get himself a little bit of sponsorship. Obviously, they'll start with the 26 or 27 points, so they're not going to win the Wilt Bowl, but they will have a chance. Mikey Wilder has told the pace car driver they are still going to take 1 more. Brian Hoare and Chris Fisher are going to lead them down to green. As they come down across the start-finish line, it's going to be interesting to see if Fisher tries to outgun Hoare into the corner, or will Fisher, the driver of the car number 71, just try to duck down in front of the 75 of Pete Fecto. Like I said, the Milk Bowl will not be won here in segment number 1 this afternoon. It could be lost. Now keep that in mind. You'd like to win this race, but someone has a flat tire 15, 20 laps into this first segment, chances of them winning the Milk Bowl are slim at best. As we said, Brian Hoare comes in with the late model series standings. We run a 13-race series here between Thunder Road, Plattsburgh, 3 or 4 races up into the Canadian and on the province of Quebec. It's a 13-race series. Brian Hoare has already locked that up. Brian Hoare is not racing for that. He won last year. The pace light is down. We are going to go green down next time. This is the last time they're going to go as they go down into the backstretch. The pace car leads them into turn number 2. Brian Hoare on the inside. Chris Fisher on the outside. Then comes the 75 of Pete Fecto. Dennis Demers, not a familiar driver around here the last few years. He's been driving the Bush North lately in the Ellard Packard car number 09, formerly driven by Billy Herring and as of late, Brent Dragon. There is Eric Williams. He is the Thunder Road point leader. As they're getting up to speed, they're coming down to take green. And this, the 36th annual Vermont Chevy Milk Bowl. As they come down across the start-finish line and into turn 1. Brian Hoare clearly with the brake. As we're looking now, Jeff Spooner is trying to keep up on the back. It's Jeff Spooner way back in the 26th spot. Right in front of him is Mark Barre. Down across the line to complete lap number 4, back in the front of the pack. Brian Hoare is breaking off into an early lead, like we said. Brian Hoare. Chris Fisher comes down into second. Peter Fecto looking for room. Dennis Demers in the car 09 is up on the outside looking for some running room. Eric Williams looking for a good spot here in the first, is up in the 4th. As we say, we're going to spin in turn 1. Joey LeCaire is spun around. Rich Lowry is off turn number 2. It appears he's lost his steering. He's over there in the trees just outside of that wall. Joey LeCaire turns around and gets refired. There goes the 25. If you can look just beyond that tree, there goes the 25 and the 15 of Joey LeCaire. The 25 driven by Dave Whitcomb got crossed up in turn number 2. Caution number 1 on lap number 2 of the first segment. Now the caution laps do not count today. What's going to happen is they will go back to the last completed lap, light them back up, and unlike a lot of other divisions around the country, they do double file restarts. None of this single file stuff. This is good old Saturday night short track, actually in this case at Thunder Road, Thursday night short track racing. Like I say, we do cross them over each and every time. It appears out on the backstretch as we look, the wrecker is hooking on to the 13 of Rich Larry. It appeared as he went off turn number 2 that he did in fact have some kind of steering problems. The car pretty much went out. He did avoid the Jersey barriers out back there, but Rich Larry's shot at the victory. Had a very good qualified. He's one of the 12 cars that did qualify yesterday. He started in the 12th spot, which is a very good run for the young Rich Larry team, but again, his chances are slim. We see Dave Whitcomb going down the front stretch. He's headed to the garage area. He's looking to make some adjustments, or maybe he got a little sheet metal there. As we say, we're caution number 1 with 2 laps down, 48 to go in this, the first segment of the 36th Annual Vermont Chevy Milk Bowl here at Thunder Road. Brian Hoare leads him down behind the Cody Chevrolet pace car. Brian Hoare probably did not want to see this caution quite this early in the event. I talked to a few of the guys down on pit road early today. Yesterday when we qualified in practice, the temperature was quite a bit differently. Today is a whole different can of beans, a whole different weather scheme. Brian did practice quite a bit this morning, said he was quite happy with the car, but like I say, a big adjustment from yesterday. They are going to take one on the field as the light is still on and the Rich Larry car gets towed off in the backstretch. Brian Hoare's on the inside, Chris Fisher in the 71 on the outside, Peter Fecto on the inside of row number 2, and that's Eric Williams looking to nail down the 1999 Thunder Road Championship in the number 7. He moved his way from 5th up to 4th. Now we're going to see if he's handled on the outside. Dave Whitcomb just rejoins us from the pit area. He will rejoin us on the field. I'm not so sure the number 13 of Rich Larry will join us, so we may be down to just 25 cars. Down off turn number 4, they slowly come. Pace car in tow. The flagman, Mikey Wild, the chief starter, has been for 10-12 years here at Thunder Road. Next time we go, he has shown them the curled up green flag. That means the lights are down on the pace car. They'll rocket into turn number 3. The pace car will leave us going down the backstretch. Hoare on the inside, Chris Fisher on the outside, 75 Peter Fecto. Eric Williams in the number 7, the 09 driven by BGN regular Dennis Demers. That's Jimmy Young, one of the up-and-coming rookies in this division, is in the 6th spot. Chris Fisher's got a little bit of nose. The leader does dictate the lead, this race, and as they accelerate coming down off number 4, it looks like Brian Hoare is going to lead them. Brian Hoare's got another 3-car corner lane. Fisher back up the outside, doesn't get a bite. Hoare drives by him. No, yes he does in fact. Brian Hoare pulls out to a lead. Chris Fisher, gives him a little bump. Hoare gets crossed up, and quickly filling the hole is the number 75 of Peter Fecto. I'm not sure there was contact or not. We have another crash. Jimmy Young, who was just in 6th place, just hammered the wall. Fluid puking out of the front of that vehicle. Jimmy Young in the 71, in the 21, down there just at the entrance of the pit, hit it hard. The window net is down. Net is down. He is fine. He's out of the car and climbing out. He doesn't appear to be happy, and he is looking at another rookie, Jamie Fisher. Jimmy Young is not at all happy. He appears to be okay. Again, I didn't catch it from my vantage point up here, but the radiator on that car is spewing fluid throughout the racetrack as you see him putting Speedy Dry down. That's probably going to end Jimmy Young's day 3 laps into the first segment here of the Milk Bowl. Very, very, very unfortunate. They had restarted, I believe, Jamie Fisher in car number 18 was probably inside the row number 4, and Jimmy Young was on the outside of row number 3. Again, you can see Jimmy Young, he's obviously fine, is still not real happy. I believe he'd like to have a chat. The officials here at ACT, the gentleman right to the left of him is Dan Beatty. He's going to make sure he does get back to the pit area. Very, very unfortunate for the young team. The 21 team has struggled throughout the year. Jimmy Young was, in fact, in 9th place here at Thunder Road. Again, like a lot of struggling teams when it comes to this, it becomes a factor of money, and it's just one of the cases where they spend way too much money and they cave. They missed the fall foliage at Airborne a couple weeks ago, saved the money, was looking for a good shot here, and that's all gone. We are relining the field because we did not complete the one complete lap. We are going to restart, and it's still going to be lap number 2. Not starting the way they wanted. Normally what happens in a situation like this, with it being a Time trial type deal, not unlike the Winston Cup circuit. The fast cars start up front, and in most cases, the fast cars, this first segment is normally quite uneventful, to be honest with you. Very unusual. Once in a while, you get a gentleman like, in our case, Phil Scott, was disqualified after first round qualifying yesterday. They elected to run without a fan. The rule says your car should be prepared and race ready, and they took the fan off looking to gain a little bit of horsepower. The tech guys decided that you're not going to run the race without a fan, so you obviously shouldn't be qualifying without a fan. So Phil did, in fact, have to requalify. He was second fastest today on second round, right behind the David Whitcomb machine. So Phil Scott starting in the 14th spot. As I say, that has moved up to only about 10th. So like I say, most of the fast cars are starting up near the front, and 2 cautions this early in the event are very, very unusual. Now the problem becomes for the gentleman on the outside pole here. Again, it's still Chris Fisher, who has been now for the 3rd time. It's going to be quite soupy there down in turn number 1 as they drive by. That is an awful lot of speedy dry. They will run through it 2 or 3 times and try to blow most of it off. But obviously it will not be as good as it was before they did. That's the 93 of Brett Wheeler just ahead of Phil Scott. Phil Scott is the defending Thunder Road champion. He comes into the day about 54 points behind the leader. Phil Scott will not, in fact, win his 3rd Thunder Road championship, but he would like to obviously have a chance at winning the Milk Bowl. Just ahead of him, the number 31 of Derek Ming, one of the up-and-coming newcomers. He's not really a rookie. Did get some racing in over to the Riverside Speedway in Grovetown, New Hampshire, but one of the better competitors in the car number 31 that we showed just previously. We will, in fact, show him again. They are now going down the backstretch. It's still the same old 2. If you just went to the refrigerator, got a drink and come back, it's still Hoare on the inside, Chris Fisher on the outside. They will restart, which will be, in fact, the 3rd time. And like I say, it appears that Chris Fisher is quite happy to settle into 2nd and give Hoare the chance. Again, you don't want to wear out your tires. The teams have been allowed 6 tires today and 6 tires only. Back in the old ACT days, the Dave Dion's, the Bobby Dragons, the John Paul Cabanas would come in after segment number 1, strap on 4 brand new tires. That's not the way it works anymore. You are allowed 6 tires unless it is flat on the rim and you are shown one of the officials here at the track your tire. You will not get another tire. So these guys will be running on at least 2 of these tires, hopefully in 148 more laps. The green flag has been furled. The pace light is back off. We will go back to green. With any luck, we're going to look at a little bit of that shot here. They'll quickly run down. Lap number 2, second yellow. And like I say, the number 45 and the 71, it's 2 laps in the book. Just now picking up speed. Brian Hoare, Chris Fisher leads him into turn number 3. Down to the stripe they come again. Brian Hoare again with a little bit of an edge. This time Chris Fisher up the inside. Hoare tips toes through the speedy dry, gives Fisher a chance to get a little bit of a bite, but it doesn't work. Fisher settles back in behind him. Hoare leads him down for lap number 3. Chris Fisher in 2nd. Fecto in 3rd. Eric Williams and now Dennis Demers looking for a little fighting room on the inside. Right behind them is Chuck Beatty. Jamie Fisher driving the car number 18, one of the up-and-coming rookies here at Thunder Road. One of the better. Oh, another spin. Eric Williams, the Thunder Road champ, the shot of the champ. And there goes the 14 of Phil Scott, spins around. Not sure what caused that one either. It could be some speedy dry. Chuck Beatty and the 7 of Eric Williams appeared to get together. Just can't seem to get the race underway. 3rd caution. In only 4 laps here, and actually it's probably 3 laps. Yes, they are going to go back again to that last completed lap. 3 laps, 3 yellows. Eric Williams looking to finish. If he finished in 3rd, even though Brian Hoare did in fact win today's race, he would still be the champion. As we have the replay now, we see the 54 of Chuck Beatty and the 7 of Eric Williams spinning across the infield. Not a lot of damage, it appears, on either car. That's the good news. The bad news, of course, is now they are going to have to restart at the back of the field. Now comes the call. We're going to see the 14 car just to the right of the screen, just getting into the back of what appears to be the Chad Wheeler. If the yellow was in fact already out for the Beatty and Williams machine, then the 14 of Phil Scott will probably get his spot back. Right now he's still riding around in the back of the field, but again, the rules here at ACT are quite simple. If you are involved or you cause the wreck and the yellow comes out, then you do in fact go to the rear. If you spin to avoid or spin after the yellow has been thrown, then you do get your spot back. Mikey Wilder down there lining them up, and it's tough to tell. Nope, he's giving Dave Whitcomb his spot. Whitcomb goes by. There goes Rich Larry, who may in fact be down a lap. Phil Scott is still driving around at the back of the pack, so I guess they considered Phil involved in that, so he is going to go. Eric Williams, just coming onto your screen on your right, is going to fall in behind. Now we're going to see some racing. Like I say, the fast cars start up front. Going to be interesting to see with the Chuck Beatty, the Dave Whitcomb machine, the Phil Scott machine, and the Eric Williams machine starting on the back. We're going to have races at both ends. It is 47 laps left in this segment number 1 here at Thunder Road. A beautiful day for racing. If you're not here, you probably should be. Just a beautiful, beautiful day here in September. This closing out the 40th year of Thunder Road, opened in 1960. This is the 40th year, and with any luck, we'll be here for another 40 years. Pace car is in. We're coming down again. Brian Hoare on the inside, Fisher on the outside, and Hoare with another good jump going into turn number 1. Fisher trying to hold on. Fecto in the 75 trying to fill the spot, is not going to let Fisher come down this time as he keeps him out there. Yes, indeed. The 75 of Fecto leans on him a little bit coming into turn number 4. Chris Fisher still looks down, and then Spot is going to give him the clear sign. Chris Fisher settles into second. Peter Fecto right behind him. This will complete lap number 5. Hoare, Chris Fisher, the 75 of Pete Fecto, coming down the backstretch. This will complete lap number 6. Brian Hoare would just like to get this one in the books, take his 1 point, and go to the rear field. All right, as we come down off turn number 2, we'll try to give you a little bit of an idea of who's coming up through the pack. Brian Hoare in the 45. The 71 right behind him will be Chris Fisher as Hoare completes lap number 7. The 75 of Peter Fecto. The 18 of Jamie Fisher is behind Fecto in the white 75. Pretty much content to race right there. The 09, the blue car, right behind the yellow 18 is Dennis DeMars. He started 4th, he's in 5th. We have a battle for the 6th spot going down the backstretch. Hey, that's a duel with brothers. Inside Chad Wheeler, outside Brett Wheeler. Brett Wheeler, one of the big surprises here at Thunder Road this year, holds the inside groove. Chad Wheeler holds off brother Brett. Brett goes high. Brett could have a flat tire. He has slowed going down the backstretch. Not sure if he got too high. He appears to be back up to speed. Something amiss on the 93 of Brett Wheeler. Second place car, number 71, Content. Brian Hoare leads him down. 10 laps in the books. Trouble again on turn number Chuck Beatty and Joey LeCaire around again in turn number 3. Yellow is out once again. Chuck Beatty trying to join his brother Dan Beatty, who won this event back in 1991. Could be the 3rd set of brothers who have won this, the Ingerson brothers in the early 60s and 70s, and of course the Dragon brothers, Bobby and Beaver. Dan Beatty, who is now the tech man, did in fact win this race back in 1991. Had a chance to talk to Chuck Beatty in the pit area yesterday, and of course there's probably not a guy in the garage area that didn't want to win this Milk Bowl, but it'd be extra special for the Beatty family, who Chuck and Dan still both live about 3 miles at the top here at Corey Hill and Barre. Yellow number 4, 11 laps in the books, not what anybody anticipated. Had a chance to speak to a few of the drivers early in the day, and again, the guys that qualified in first day qualifying, which was held yesterday, Saturday, we took 12 of the 44. We came back today and re-time trialed the ones that decided not to stand on their time, and took 8 more, and then 6 of them transferred through the B feature. And like I say, they all pretty much wanted to get segment number 1 in the book, hopefully with all the fenders on, all the tires up. 4 yellows in 11 laps may be telling us the stage is set for the day. Going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Just a reminder, again, Brian Hoare, who was leading the race, his big prize is 1 point, which is fantastic. The problem he runs into then is that he has got to go to the rear of the field, and as you can tell, the rear of the field appears to be the place for most of the action throughout today. Just like I was saying earlier about the Winston Cup drivers, these guys like to start up front and stay away from the wrecks. Short track racing has always been and always will be the faster cars start in the back. As we look back up through here, it's kind of just scanning up through here, like say Hoare and Fisher, Fecto, who else? The 31 of Derek Mings coming up through there. Marshall goes by in a 33. Chris Machad in the number 6 has worked himself quite up through there. Chris Machad finished 5th in the B feature where they only took 6 cars. It appears to be Chris Machad is in about 12th spot from his 25th spot. So these cautions have done a lot for him. The pace car is in. The field is set as we're going to come down once again. Brian Hoare and Chris Fisher. Chris Fisher was saying just once I'd like to lead this event. Brian Hoare, who said in the pre-race wants to lead, it's a 5-point bonus for leading the most laps. Clearly out in front. Chris Fisher settles into second. Here comes Jamie Fisher, the fantastic rookie here at Thunder Road. Won himself a main event early in the year. Won himself an ACT regional race early in the year. Won himself an event at the Plattsburgh International Speedway where these cars race each and every Saturday night. Unheard of a rookie winning a race, 1 race a year, think nothing of ever. Jamie Fisher in the car number 18, looking to go around his brother in the 71. Nothing he'd like more than to win the Milk Bowl. Fecto on the inside. Jamie Fisher, where he's been all season long, looking on the high side. Fisher has decided he don't want to ride around and get a decent spot. He wants to get up there front and give himself a shot at the win. They rumble off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Fecto up the inside, maintains the position. Jamie Fisher looking for room on the outside. Dennis Demers right behind him in the car number 09, looking to see which lane's going to go. It appears right now that Fecto and Fisher, as Fecto got room up the inside, and they touch. Fecto gives him a little bit, excuse me, I'm going by bump. Not the thing to do with 16 laps in the book. Fecto appeared to be clearly faster than Chris Fisher. Fecto boots the door open and pulls his way into second. Chris Fisher now drops to the 3rd spot. Jamie Fisher still hung on the outside. Dennis Demers in the 09 up the inside. Give the 4th spot to Dennis Demers. Fisher settles in for 5th. Right behind Fisher, if we scan back just a little bit on the Chris Fisher of the 18, it appears to be Wheeler and former track champion Berger Blake. Berger Blake, who was mentioned earlier in the day, this is his last event here at Thunder Road. A former champion, a great competitor, been running here for 15, 20 years. Going go-kart racing each and every Saturday night here at Thunder Road with his son. Nothing he'd love to do more than win the race. Side by side. This time by 20 laps in the book of this segment number 1. Berger Blake down the outside, give it to Berger. Berger holding tight on the inside. Chad Wheeler on the outside. Brett Wheeler in the 93 sees it go back, and we have another crash. Around goes Billy Marshall. Back over the bank. Rich Larry in the 13 has trouble once again. That's Rich Larry, who earlier in the event, we saw him out off turn number 2. Now can't find turn number 4 for some reason. Is sitting up on top of the turn number 4. Just not a real good day for Rich Larry today. Unofficially, I believe Rich Larry is in fact down a lap. This certainly isn't going to help. Not sure if he has a tire down. Bill Masher, I believe, was involved also. Bill Masher is right there in the 33 car. He had spun down into the infield. Not sure if the 13 probably should go to the pit here. Yes, in fact. The 13 of Rich Larry, who, like I said earlier today, he did qualify 12th. Actually, unexpected, probably the big surprise of yesterday. Rich Larry, competitor here each and every Thursday night, has had more of his share of bad luck. Wrecked a few race cars, put a few clips on throughout the year. As the replay shows, I'm not sure if that's the Bill Masher. Yes, that's Bill Masher headed over the top, excuse me, into the infield. and not a whole lot of damage. I do believe Rich Lyle will be back, and Marshall rights his car number 33 and comes back out onto the speedway. As we look near the rear of the field, this is not where you want to be with 30 laps in. That's Jim Silly. And the 68 right ahead of the 15 of Joey LeCaire. Sean Flory in the car number 4, who won to be featured to qualify for the main event today, is running around. Now we're going to see what Pete Effecto has on the outside. That is going to be Dennis Demers right behind him. The Fisher brothers are going to be second in the second and third row on the inside. Mikey Wilder has given the take one. They will be back to rumble as we look a little further. Chuck Beatty looking to gain some spots. Jim Silly, Joey LeCaire, Sean Fleury, Jeff Spooner, Chris Machado in the 6th, Tracy Belrose taking up the rear. The 13 is now back. All 26 cars, all except Jimmy Young is still with us. Let's see what Pete Effecto in the white 75 has for Brian 4. They come charging down off turn number 4. Just like each and every green flag, Hoare pulls away. Effecto stays right with him. We have a challenge for the lead. Down the back stretch they go. Give the slight advantage to Brian Hoare. Effecto fighting his way around the outside, up the outside, stays right with him. This is unusual. We have not seen this yet for Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare has a challenge. Gonna gain a spot. That clearly clears him going into the down the back stretch. Effecto, who had been running around in third, got by Chris Fisher in the 71 earlier, settles into second place. Dennis Demers up on the outside. Chris Fisher in the 71. Demers in the 09 looking for some running room. Jamie Fisher looking to see what's going to happen. He'd like to go around brother. It appears the 71 is just not going as well as the 71 team had hoped. Again, the 71 team is losing the front tack. The 71 is in third, as we can see back to the front. Hoare and Effecto, clearly in about a 2 or 3 lap on the restart, they're broken out. The 71 is just not up to speed. Chris Fisher followed by 18, his brother. Dennis Demers in the 09. Looking for some running room. Single file, they come down off turn number 4. A little further back in the pack. Chris Machado, who, as we said earlier, had the spec motor in the number 6, looking for some racing room up the outside. Halfway home in this segment number 1. Phil Scott still hanging around the back. There goes the number 7 of Eric Williams. The leader, and still leader, has led the first, making 27 laps. Brian Hoare in the car number 45 leads, looking to repeat as the Milk Bowl winner. Won it here last year. Right behind him, Pete Effecto is in the 75. He's second. Chris Fisher, Jamie Fisher, Dennis Demers in the 09. Just behind Dennis Demers in the 27 is the Berger Blake machine of the 27. Just behind Berger Blake, Brett Wheeler, who appears to have gone by brother Chad, who got that car up and running. Just a few laps ago, the 93, who was just behind the 27, did have a little bit of trouble back up to speed. I thought maybe he had a tire going down. He probably just got out of the racing groove. 30 laps in the book. They seem like they may have just decided to settle in. This is a battle for third. Now we're going to go back a little further. David Whitcomb, who spun earlier. Here come the heavy hitters. Dave Whitcomb in the 25. 14 of Phil Scott. These guys have restarted from the back of the field. Up the outside comes Phil Scott of the 92, Chad Wheeler. The 31, Derek Ming, one of the favorites here today, does not seem to be going anywhere. Derek Ming qualified 10th, is still hanging around in 10th. Not quite the setup on that car. Phil Scott knows if he's going to get a shot at winning the Milk Bowl today, he's got to pass some cars. Phil Scott moves by Chad Wheeler. This is a shot at 9th spot. Phil realizes to have a legitimate shot at the Milk Bowl, he needs to be in the top 5. He puts Chad Wheeler away. The 1998 and 1996 champion here at Thunder Road, Phil Scott, driving the car number 14, is following Dave Whitcomb. Whitcomb, who got spun earlier in the event, has worked his way, I believe this is for around 7th or 8th. Laps winding down. Like I made a comment early in the day, only lap number 1. You can lose it in lap number 1, but you pretty much can't win it. Jim Silly in the car number 68 would like to pass a few more cars. Doesn't appear to have the handle on that car. Brian Hoare now coming up on some lap track. Oh, we have a lead change here. Jamie Fisher up the outside of 71 Chris Fisher. The yellow flag is out once again. I'm not 100% sure what happened. The 4 of Sean Fleury, I believe, headed to... Nope, debris on the racetrack. Somebody lost an exhaust pipe. That might be warm. Debris on the racetrack. Jeff Spooner heading down pit road, so probably, obviously, Jeff Spooner maybe lost it. Brian Hoare driving the car number 45 had a pretty good sized lead. 36 laps in the book, 14 to go here in segment number 1. The challenge that the 18 was trying to put on the 71 is all for naught. They do, in fact, go back to the last completed lap. They will now restart Chris in 3rd, Jamie in the car number 18 in 4th. They cross them over. The lights are off the pace car. We will be green next time. Dennis Demers, Burger Blake, Brett Wheeler, Dave Whitcomb, Phil Scott, Chad Wheeler, Barney McRae, Chuck Beatty back up into the 12th spot. Derek Ming in the 31, who just seems not to be going anywhere whatsoever. Outside of the 31 is the 0 of Mark Barney. A great win for the Mark Barney team up across the Canada in St. Felicien 1 week ago. The first ever late model sportsman series win. Mark Barney, I believe that was his 5th or 6th career win, but a great deal for the great run for the 0 up across the border. Back we come to restart. Caution number 5 is flown. Peter Fechtel looking to hold on the high side. They bump coming down off turn number 4. Brian Hoare, who's led each and every lap here in the first segment. Fechtel not going to give it up easy. Into turn number 3, give it to Hoare. Fechtel up by the door still. Peter Fechtel wants to win this segment, with the 1 point. Hoare not looking to give it up. Peter Fechtel, a former champion here at Thunder Road, maintains the outside. Slips a little bit coming off turn number 4. Hoare clearly back in the lead. Fechtel has a shot now to go back to 3rd as Jamie Fisher in the 18 looks underneath him. Settles back in behind him. Coming down looking for 10 to go next time by in the first segment of the Milk Bowl. Brian Hoare has led each and every lap. 75 Peter Fechtel. The 18 of Jamie Fisher. Jamie Fisher started this event in 7. Rich Lowry goes to the pit area. His bad day appears to be getting worse. Battle now here going down the backstretch. Brett Wheeler. Burger Blake side by side. Dennis Demers in front of them. Here comes Phil Scott up the outside looking for some more running room. That's for 7th. Gives 7th to Phil Scott. 8 to Burger Blake. Dave Whitcomb back from an earlier spin up to 9th. That may be the 30 of Barney McRae rounding out the top 10. 7 laps to go this time by. Burger Blake and Dave Whitcomb, a couple of former champions here at Thunder Road, battling out, knowing each and every point is valuable here in the early going. Dave Whitcomb's going to be 9th. Burger Blake is going to be 10th. Whitcomb now looking up the inside, no room as the Phil Scott machine pulls away. Back up near the front. Hoare and Fechtel, like it's been for about the last 10 laps. Hoare pretty much on cruise control. Brian Hoare looking to win segment number 1. Puts 1 point in the books. 5 laps to go this time. As we scan a little bit further back in the field, Brian Hoare's your leader. Peter Fechtel's 2nd. Peter Fechtel is looking to pick up 2 points. Jamie Fisher in 3rd. Chris Fisher in 4th. Dennis Demers in 5th. 6. We have a battle for 6. Brett Wheeler, and here comes Phil Scott in the 14. Give it to Phil Scott. Phil Scott's going to overtake, I believe, the 6th spot. Brett Wheeler's going to fall back to 7th. Dave Whitcomb right behind them in 8th. Laps run down. 3 to go this time by. Is this going to be enough for Phil Scott? I got a feeling we have not heard the end of Phil Scott yet today. Phil Scott up to 6, looking for more room. They're running 2 by 2. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go this time by. Phil Scott would like to pick off another. Looks to the outside. Dennis Demers driving the car number 09 today. First time on the track in a couple years now for this former, or actually active, Busch Grand National driver. Cut his teeth here at Thunder Road back in the old Flying Tiger days in the 09. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go. This is going to be it. Checkered flag is out. Brian Hoare is your winner. Peter Fecto second. Jamie Fisher third. Chris Fisher fourth. Dennis Demers fifth. 6 goes to Phil Scott. 7th to Brett Wheeler. 8 unofficially to Dave Whitcomb. Berger Blake 9th and Barney McRae 10th. Mark Barney 11th. And it appears that Chad Wheeler and the 54 of Chuck Beatty, who spun earlier in the event, are going to round out the top 13. Not an unfamiliar sight here at Thunder Road. Brian Hoare, driver of the Goss Dodge Avenger, one of the few, or actually him and Joey LeClaire, the only 2 guys that do in fact drive Dodges here on this American Canadian Tour circuit. Not a surprise by any means. Brian Hoare picks up the checkers. 1 point. Defending champion. Gives the checkered flag back to Mikey Wilder. Okay, we've caught up to Peter Fecto. Good run out there. Do you have anything for the 45?
No, I don't think we had enough for him. He's got a real good car and he's a good runner, but we was hoping for a good second, and we did, so we're happy there.
Now, the last few races here at Thunder Road, you've kind of struggled. Surprised a few, me especially yesterday with your good qualifying run. The team find some problems over the last couple of weeks, or what's going on with the 75 so far?
Yeah, we found a few things that the car that we changed on the car, which made it work real well today, and we certainly are happy to have found that and finally getting going, because we have been struggling all year, but it's certainly woke it up some.
Okay, now that first segment you can kind of just throw out the window. We started 3rd, finished 2nd. That's kind of a ho-hum deal. Now the reward is you got 2 points, you get to start 25th. Strategy, of course, is to pass as many cars as possible. You're going to follow Brian, you're going to try to lead Brian up, or what's Pete Fecto going to do?
I'm going to try to follow Brian if I can. I guess we're going to just give it all we got and try to pass as many as we can as quick as we can, you know, because we got to get to the front. You know, we only got 50 laps to do it.
Okay, that's Peter Fecto. Good luck.
Thank you.
Call up to Jamie Fisher. Good run for 3rd.
Yeah, we started 7th there. We finished 3rd, and the car got really loose there towards the end there. We practiced probably 2-3 hours ago there, and the track really got loose. It was a rough race there. A lot of yellows and a lot of bumping and grinding going on.
The bumping and grinding just starting now. It's a regular Thursday night race here, 50 lapper. You're going to start in the 23rd position. Obviously, try to pass as many cars as you can.
Yeah, we're going to try to pass as many as we can there, get us close to the front you can. That's about all you can do to win this thing.
Now, does the team make many changes from starting in 7th to starting in the rear? You pretty much go with the setup you finish the race with.
We're putting another set of tires on and trying to tighten the car up a little bit. We're spinning a lot coming out, and something wrong with the power steering rack. We're trying to change that, but hopefully we get it done in time.
Hey, that's Jamie Fisher. And like I said during the first segment, one of the up-and-coming, very good rookies. Got a win here at Thunder Road, has an LMS Series win, and also a win at the Airborne Half Mile. Good luck out there.
Thanks.
Segment number 2 of the 36th Vermont Chevy Milk Bowl rolls to the line. Starting on the pole will be Jeff Spooner, Tracy Belrose, Sean Fleury. There goes Bill Marsha. The 6th of Chris Machad. Joey LeClaire, the driver of the car, number 15. Dan Casey comes next in the 63. Kendall Lejean in the 20. Jim Silly comes next in the car, number 68. Young Derek Ming in the 31. Eric Williams looking to wrap up the championship here today in the car, number 7. Chuck Beatty in the 54. Chad Wheeler in the 92, followed by Mark Barnier in the car, number 0. Next comes the 30 of Barney McRae. Greg Berger Blake in the 27. Chad Wheeler, his brother Brett Wheeler comes next. The 14 of Phil Scott. Here come the heavy hitters. Dennis Demers in the 09. Chris Fisher in the 71. Jamie Fisher in the 18. Peter Fecto in the 75. Brian Hoare in the 45. The 08 rolling onto the field, not to be confused with the 09, is Kip Stockwell. He's going to take the place as an alternate of Jimmy Young. And Rich Larry, who finished 25th in the first segment, is going to ride on shotgun. Quickly to run down the first segment. Brian Hoare, your winner. Peter Fechter with 2 points. Jamie Fisher with 3. Chris Fisher with 4. Dennis Demers in the 09 with 5. Phil Scott in the number 14 has 6 points. Brett Wheeler in the 93 has 7. Dave Whitcomb in the 25 has 8. Craig Berger Blake in the number 27 has 9. And Barney McRae in the 30 car has 10. Those are going to be the story here. Like we said, Brian Hoare, winner of the first heat, has 1 point, and he's going to start 24th. Only behind him is Kip Stockwell, the first alternate, and Rich Larry, who's a few laps down. Now's when every point becomes very, very important. Just like a golf game, the lowest possible point wins. Brian Hoare has 1. Take somebody like a Joey LaCare, Dan Casey, they have 18 and 19. Their hopes of a championship are done, of the Milk Bowl championship are probably done here. We are going to want to keep our eyes this segment. Brian Hoare, Peter Fechter, Jamie Fisher, Dennis Demers driving the 09, Phil Scott in the 14. Those are the guys with still a good shot, the high point guys. And they're coming, they're rolling to the line. The green flag is out. Jeff Spooner leads them to the right. Jeff Spooner goes off turn number 2. Down the backstretch, it's Jeff Spooner. Tracy Belrose, the only woman in the field, looking to go around Jeff Spooner. Jeff Spooner holds off. Right behind him is Sean Fleury in the 3rd spot. Jeff Spooner leads him down across the line. Fleury looking to the outside of Belrose. Belrose not finding the handle coming off turn number 2, headed down the backstretch. Chris Machad in the spec motor in the car number 6. As we look a little further back, Jamie Fisher looks to be looking to go on the outside. Phil Scott, Brian Hoare just driving around biding his time. A 50-lap segment. Hoare cannot drive around there very long. He's got to start making his move. Peter Fechter in the white 75 looks to the outside of Chris Fisher. This is where the championship here today will be won or lost. Jamie Fisher in the car number 18, 14 of Phil Scott. Brian Hoare still just seems content. 5 laps in the book. Brian Hoare, I'm not sure that car's up to speed or he's just picking and choosing. Down the backstretch, we're back up near the front. Jeff Spooner still your leader. Little loose coming off turn number 1. Sean Fleury in the car number 4 is 2nd. Tracy Belrose trying to maintain 3rd on the outside. Chris Machad in the 6 up the inside. Chris Machad fighting his way into 3rd. There comes Joey LeClaire up the inside of Billy Marsha. Down across the line one more time. Jeff Spooner. Actually surprised, had a chance to talk to his mother in between segments. Quite surprised that young son Jeff won. Quite excited that he got in the race. Jeff Spooner, the car number 10, leads him to the stripe one time again. We look a little further back in the field. It's Chris Fisher. Phil Scott. That's Dennis Demers. These right here are the 5, 4, 3, and 2-point drivers right here. Phil Scott does in fact have 6. Just ahead of this pack, you'll see the yellow number 18. That is the Chris Fisher. He has 3 points. Yeah, there he is right there. Chris Fisher. And on the outside of him is Berger Blake. Jamie Fisher. Jamie Fisher drives the number 18. He now seems to have the advantage coming out of the back. Down the backstretch we go one more time. A much better race here in segment number 2. Just the opposite of who we thought. As we look back near the front, it appears we may have a change of position down for the front. Up the outside comes Sean Fleury. Jeff Spooner trying to hold him off. Chris Machad on the inside in the car number 6 looking for room. Rumbling down out of turn 4 across the start-finish line. 11 laps in the book, 39 to go. This in segment number 2. Jeff Spooner doing a great job holding him off. Fleury slips a little bit in the outside lane. Spooner, Fleury, Mishad, 1, 2, and 3. Holds them off again. Jeff Spooner and Sean Fleury give it down the backstretch. Fleury looking to come up the outside, he wants to lead a lap here in the Milk Bowl. Down the line, give it to the 4 car of Sean Fleury. We look back at the heavy hitters. Phil Scott, Peter Fechter in the 75, starting to rumble on the outside. Chris Fisher looks down low, changes his mind, backs out of it. Brian Hoare spotters probably come on the radio and says, now we got to go. 14 down, 36 to go. Normally this race is won with 10, sometimes 8, maybe 9 points. Right now, we seem we're going to have a pretty big point total here, because right now it don't appear that the leaders are getting all that far up there to the front. Bechtel leads Hoare down the backstretch. Fisher still looking for room. Scan back up toward the front here if we could. And what we're going to do is see the 6 car. That's Chris Machad. He's in second. The number 10 of Spooner is in third. Then comes Joey LeCaire just behind the 15, and we have a spin. Berger Blake spins down to the inside, keeps going. The yellow will not come out. We're going to stay green. Try to get you back up near the front to give you an idea about where these cars are running. Joey LeCaire in the car number 15 trying to go by Spooner. This is for the 3rd spot. Give it to Joey LeCaire. Spooner fights his way back. LeCaire will be 3rd. Spooner in the number 10 will be 4th. Just behind the car number 10 is the 5th place driver. There's Spooner. Up the outside is Dan Casey. 12th fastest qualifier yesterday, failed tech, worked his way back up through. Spooner falls to 6th. Here comes Chad Wheeler for 7th. Eric Williams for 8th in the car number 7. Jim Silly up the outside. This is a battle for 7th and 8th. Silly in the 68 looking for running room. The handle on the 10 of Jeff Spooner seems to be going away. This is going to be for the Silly fights his way into the 6th spot. Eric Williams in 8th. Wheeler and Barney. Excuse me, that's not Barney. That is Barney McRae. That's for 9th and 10th. The number 18 up the inside. This is for 11th. He comes in with 3 points. Jamie Fisher, who we spoke to after the segment, wanted to pass as many cars as he could. Barney McRae, 1 lane back to the other, decides to switch lanes right in front of it. Jamie Fisher looking to break into the top 10. 24 in the books, approaching halfway next time by. Jamie Fisher could be the early leader here in the point battle. Just behind Jamie Fisher for about the 11th spot, if we move up a little bit further, is Jamie Fisher, the 25. Fisher is in 10th. 11th goes to Dave Whitcomb. 12th in the number 54, just behind the 25. That is Chuck Beatty. That is a 12th spot. Just behind Beatty in the car number 0, Mark Barnier. Derek Ming, who just seemed to not find a handle. Derek Ming struggled to a 10th place finish early in the event, is running 14th now. Behind him is Billy Marsher in 15th. The heavy hitters are not coming out of the back. Bill Marsher in the 33 is 16th. Behind him is Danville, Vermont's Kendall Lejean in 17th in the car number 20. Just behind the 20, there's Chris Fisher. I believe that's unofficially for around 18th. Fisher trying to rumble now. We have another spin down in the... Joey LeCaire runs down the front stretch. Joey LeCaire turned around sideways. Down near the entrance to pit road. Joey LeCaire backwards spun around. There goes the 75. That's Peter Fecto. He came into this with 2 points. Peter Fecto heads down pit road. Don't know the problem on Pete Fecto, but certainly not going to help his chances here trying to pick up a win in the 36th annual Vermont Chevy Milk Dealers Milk Bowl here at Thunder Road. 27 laps in the book. The high hitters are not coming. Phil Scott at the 14 appears to be headed for pit road. Dennis Demers right behind. No, excuse me, that's not Dennis Demers. I knew I was going to mess with him. Dennis Demers in the 09. The 08 just followed down pit road. That's Kip Stockwell. It appears that Jamie Fisher in the car number 18 is the only heavy hitter that's worked his way up toward the front, and he is now running in the 7th spot. The number 18 is in 7th. He has 3 points coming in. There's Eric Williams. He's driving the car number 7. He's in 5th place. He had 11 points. Behind Williams in the 93 is Brett Wheeler. We look a little further back. The heavy hitters are just not working their way up through. Chris Fisher, who had 4 points. Dennis Demers, who has 5 points. Brian Hoare, who has 1 point, has exactly 2 cars behind him. Brian Hoare unofficially is running around 20th. Something may be amiss on the car number 45. Not sure if they just can't find a handle or whether or not they just can't find any racing room in there. But I do believe that Brian Hoare did not plan on coming into segment number 2. Started in the 24th position by virtue of winning the first segment. 23 laps left in segment number 2. I'm sure Brian Hoare does not want a 15 or 20 place. Chris Machad in the car number 6 is your leader. Sean Fleury in the car number 4 is going to be second. We cross him over Shoreham Green. We will be racing next time by. Chris Machad, as I said earlier, is driving with one of the spec motors, the thing of the future here at Thunder Road. Seems that the spec motor's keeping up quite well. Chad Wheeler in a 92 is going to start third. Chad Wheeler came into this with a 12th in the first segment, with gives him 12 points. Worked his way up from 13. He had Dan Casey on the outside of him in the 63. Eric Williams just behind him in the car number 7. In inside row number 3 is looking, he'd rather do here than win this second segment, give himself 1 point. He came into this with an 14th place. Eric Williams struggled, spun early in the first segment. Not what he was looking for. Lights come back on the pace car. Scratch that. Now we're going to go next time by. Joey Leclerc is back onto the field. Peter Fechtel rolls out. Peter Fechtel's back. Fechtel, like I said, had 2 points. This segment's not going to do any favors for him. Chris Machad, Sean Fleury, Chad Wheeler, Dan Casey, Eric Williams, and Brett Wheeler, 1 through 6, just behind them in 7th. Let's keep our eye on that car number 18, young Jamie Fisher. Never, I don't believe. Oh, sideways. Dan Casey sideways, and the yellow comes out. No go, no go. Dan Casey brought it around sideways. They will gather it back up coming down the backstretch. Chris Machad was on the hammer. He was headed, and now he ain't going to slow down. Let Fleury catch up. They'll probably look for the green flag this time by. Machad takes off again. No. Chris, where is he going? Chris Machad wants to win his... Oh, we got cried up. Bill Marsher has a left front tire problem. Right there, as the left front has knocked the right front, I don't know if it's an A-frame, that left front tire is not turning. The yellow will stay out. The 33, Billy Marsher, struggled in the first segment, had a 21st place finish. They're telling Fleury in the car number 4, you have to keep up. Like I said in the first segment, the guy that's on the inside pole, in this case the number 6 of Chris Machad, he does set the pace. He wants to start accelerating a little bit coming into turn 3. The guy on the outside is supposed to keep up. A lot of games are played here each and every week with the guy on the inside, the guy on the outside. One guy backs off, the other guy tries to jackrabbit. Probably Joey Leclerc, the driver of the car number 15, is one of the best at it. Right now, don't know what Sean Fleury's doing, and again, after that first yellow, it just seemed like Machad in the 6th simply didn't slow down to try to let him catch up. The light will stay on the pace car. Bill Marsher, who had a win earlier, is parked right here coming down off turn number 4. The pace car will just about approach it this time by. The yellow will stay out as we have to remove that car by a wrecker. The big story here, the second segment, 23 laps to go. Brian Hoare, the guy who won the first segment, the pole sitter here today, is still marred way in the back of the field. Right now, the man with a leg up on the competition is again the number 18 of Jamie Fisher. He's going to restart this in 7th. 23 laps to go. He has a shot at winning this. Berger Blake in the 27 looking for a respectable. Sorry to see Berger Blake leave. One of the great competitors here. His dad drives the Blake and Loso wrecker. Has been here for all but about a handful of races, maybe 5, 6. Took a couple off this year. Going into this year, probably hasn't missed 2 or 3 races. Been here each and every week. There he goes, right there. The number 18. SD Island car. The rookie, like I said early in the event, really turns him head. A fantastic competitor in the Flying Tigers in the years previous. A lot of times the Flying Tiger gentlemen do run good when they come up here. Mark Barney, has come from the Tiger ranks. Jimmy Young has come from the Tiger ranks. The list goes on and on. But unheard of for a rookie to win, I believe, 3 or 4 races, one of them being a series race. He won a series race early in the summer at the Airborne Speedway. Jamie did, in fact, run here on Thursday nights, and over to Airborne, he was a regular Saturday nights, plus he's made all 13 events. So I guess to call this guy a rookie would be like calling Tony Stewart a rookie. Now we're in late September with 25, 26 races under their belt. No longer a rookie. Team has just done an extremely good job. Just in front of him, driving the car number 30 today. Haven't spoke much of him. Barney McRae, longtime runner on the Busch Grand National Circuit, driving the Jimmy Winners car today. Jimmy Winners has driven that car sparsely this year, probably because of his time trial experience. Barney McRae climbs behind the car number 30. Barney had a 10th place finish in the first segment, so Barney McRae has 10 points coming in. And Barney has worked his way up into 6. So let's quickly reset the field. If we look back up near the front, back up to the front of the field, just behind the pace car, is going to be the car number 6. That is Chris Machad. Chris started this segment in 5th place. He is your leader. Sean Flory is 2nd. 3rd is going to be Chad Wheeler, another outstanding youngster. Not a rookie, but a very good youngster. He's driving the number 92 today. He's in the 3rd spot. Just behind him comes his brother. They've been running pretty near all day together. This is going to be Chad's brother, Brett. He drives a car 93. He's in 4th. Just behind him in 5th, Eric Williams would love nothing more to win this segment. Needs to finish 3rd if, in fact, Brian Williams wins the Milk Bowl. If Brian Hoare wins the Milk Bowl. If Hoare does not win the Milk Bowl, Eric needs to finish 4 spots behind him. It's a 2-point deficit as each they go as a point. There is a 5-point bonus for leading, 75 to win, 68 for second. But if you finish 2nd and I finish 3rd, you only gain 2 points. Just behind him is who I said earlier, Jamie Fisher. Dave Whitcomb in the 25 snuck his way up there. Dave Whitcomb in the 25 only has 8 points. So Dave Whitcomb was going to start on the outside of the 18, who is now running in the 8th spot. We scan back a little further than that. Jeff Spoon, who started on the pole, is staying 9th. That's Mark Barney. His nose there coming off just to the outside of the number 10 car. In the 0 is Mark Barnier. He's running 10th. Chuck Beatty's in 11th. Pace car is in. Fleury, Machad leads him off turn 4. Machad the pole sitter. A big jump this time. The green flag does in fact come out. Chris Machad cleanly away in turn number 1. Fleury now trying to hold off Chad Wheeler. Is not going to happen. Chad Wheeler up the inside, and right behind him comes Eric Williams. Williams looking to lock up the 1999 Thunder Road champion. Rumbles his way down the backstretch into 3rd place. Fleury not getting any bite on the outside. The temperature's probably dropped here 15 degrees since we started this race a little while ago. Down the backstretch, we got a change for position. Back up near the front of the pack, it appears we have a change for position. They come down across the line. Wheeler in the 92, looking on the outside. Down the backstretch they roll. Machad up the inside. Wheeler runs high. Machad's going to maintain the lead. Eric Williams still not sure which lane to go. Runs him a little high in the corner. Machad, your leader. Machad is still going to maintain his position. Eric Williams just behind the 6th car in the car number 7. Would love to see Machad win this battle down the backstretch. Chad Wheeler down the backstretch. We have 18 laps to go this time by. Chad Wheeler down off the backstretch. Down to the start-finish line. It appears Wheeler's going to get the break on the outside. This is for 1st and 2nd. Just behind them is the 7 of Eric Williams. That's the 18 car who's now running in the 5th spot, just behind Brett Wheeler. That's the third place runner. Fourth and fifth. Here he comes again. Jamie Fisher up to fourth. Oh, they touch. Down across the rumble strip. Sideways goes the 18 car. Back around they come. This is for the fourth spot. Laps continue to wear down here. Segment number 2. 14 laps this time by Jamie Fisher. Brett Wheeler side by side for the fourth spot. Give it to Fisher. Fisher goes to fourth. Wheeler trying to go. Eric Williams, who was looking to go by the 6th car earlier, just appears not to be going anywhere. Chad Wheeler not trying to give it up. Down the back stretch they go. Fisher's up to fourth. Wheeler's up to fifth. Berger Blake makes a move on the inside. Down off turn number 3. I can't really tell, sorry, but I see, oh, that's Kippy Stockwell. Laps run down here. Down the back stretch they go. In and out of turn number 4. There's the battle for third spot. Jamie Fisher may not be done yet. Eric Williams holding on. Chad Wheeler's out in front. This is, again, for third spot. The 7th car of Eric Williams is in third. That's Chris Machard. He's in second. 10 laps to go this time by segment number 2. Eric Williams putting a little bit of heat on. Oh, we got a spin. We have a spin in turn number 4. That is the number 63 of Dan Casey and Peter Fecto in the car number 75. Now we're going to get a little bit more interesting here. Chad Wheeler in the car number 92 had a pretty good break. Had probably a 12 or 14 car advantage over the number 6 of Machard. That is no longer going to be there. 9 laps to go. Wheeler will lead. Machard will be second. Eric Williams in the 7 will be third. Jamie Fisher in the 18 will be fourth. As I scan back here through, now we have a little bumping incident going into turn number 3. It appears Dan Casey's not happy with the 75, but they rumble off turn number 2. Nine laps to go. As I quickly scan the field, Brian Hoare is simply... take that back. Brian Hoare has worked his way up to 9th. Okay. Hoare has worked his way up to 9th. Phil Scott in the 14th is back to about the 16th. So Hoare, out of my view, has worked his way by quite a few cars in that last little bit of stretch of green flag racing. So Brian Hoare is not going to go down easily here. 1 point for winning a segment, 2 for second, 3 for third, all the way down through. Hoare came in with 1 point. Fecto, who's involved in that spin, has 2. Fisher with 3. Jamie Fisher, that is, driving the car number 18. Chris Fisher in the 71 has 4. Dennis Demers with 5. Phil Scott with 6. Right now, it appears Jamie Fisher and Brian Hoare are the 2 guys working their way around. The yellow light still on. Now comes the shootout. 9 laps to go. Chad Wheeler, a major surprise here at Thunder Road this summer, driving the number 92. Just a great job. Very good runner throughout the season, won himself a race. Chris Machard will start on the outside. Eric Williams will start next in the 3rd spot, followed by Jamie Fisher. Brett Wheeler, Dave Whitcomb, Sean Fleury, and Barney McRae. Brian Hoare will restart in the 10th. Excuse me, I mentioned 9th. He's worked his way up to the 10th spot. Derek Ming out of Island Pond, Vermont, driver the 31. Just doesn't seem to find a handle here. One of the favorites, actually. They are rumbling down. We're going to take the green this time down. 9 laps to go. Wheeler at the line. Machard not going to give it up. Down the back stretch they go. Brian Hoare trying to look for some racing room. And here comes Eric Williams back up near the front. You're going to see the Eric Williams car, number 7. He's going to second. Jamie Fisher seems to be put himself in a box. This is for the lead. 7 laps to go this time down. Chad Wheeler's the leader. Eric Williams in second. Eric Williams looks down low. Coming off there on the back. A little bump coming down off turn 2. Chad Wheeler can't seem to get it down. Another little bump. Chad Wheeler trying to protect the bottom, seems to be a little bit loose. Eric Williams looking low. Now he's looking high. Now he's looking back down, coming up the backstretch. Eric Williams, 5 laps to go this time by. Chad Wheeler's your leader. Eric Williams is second. Jamie Fisher right behind Eric Williams, worked his way up into third. Still up the inside. There is the 45. He is still running in 10th. Just ahead of him is Chuck Beatty. Brian Hoare appeared to have lost a couple of spots there. 3 laps to go. This time down to the start-finish line. Chad Will leads them down the backstretch. And here comes Jamie Fisher up the inside. Jamie Fisher wants more. Fisher up the inside of Eric Williams. Down to the line. Give it to Eric Williams. 2 laps to go this time by. Eric Williams working hard on the outside. Eric Williams not only wants to hold off second, he's going for the lead. Up the outside comes Eric Williams. Eric Williams is not going to go easily. 2 laps to go. Eric Williams drives high. Down the backstretch comes Eric Williams. Up the outside goes Eric Williams. The 92 with Chad Wheeler down low. Jamie Fisher looking for a break. 1 lap to go. It's Williams. Up the outside trying for second. Fisher holding on for third. Down the backstretch. The last time. Segment number 2. Coming to a close. Runs them down. Chad Wheeler will win. Eric Williams second. Jamie Fisher third. Chris Machad fourth. Brett Wheeler fifth. Sean Fleury seventh. Mark Barnier. Barney McRae. Unofficially in 9th will be Derek Ming, and Brian Hoare is going to have 10th. We will do a little bit of homework. Go down and get a couple interviews here after segment number 2. And as they roll around out for segment number 3, again, remember, we're going to invert the field. Chad Wheeler here driving the Land Air Express Chevrolet is the winner. He's going to pick up 1 point to go along with his 12 points he got in the first one. What a run coming down to the flag. This is with the last lap to go. Williams holds off by about a half a car length. That's Eric Williams in the number 7. Jamie Fisher in the number 18 is going to finish third. That gives Jamie Fisher back-to-back thirds. He has a total of 6 points. Like I said, I'll do a little bit of math. We'll get back to you unofficially. Jamie's going to be leading with about 6. Brian Hoare's going to have around 10 or 11 points. Going to be interesting. Down to Ken Squire.
10 points ahead in the track championship with a great comeback effort. But it was Chad Wheeler all the way. He's just about ready to claim her out of this car after a tremendous night. Jamie Fisher pulling it. Let's hear it now, ladies and gentlemen. Chad Wheeler, your winner. Some great running on the outside and some excellent holding at the end.
Yeah, we really missed the setup for the first segment, but my brother Troy dialed in for the second one. It went away the last 10 laps. It really loosened up on me, but I protected the low line and I'm onto it.
It looked like it loosened up for a lot of people, including Brian Hoare, who backed up 4 spots at the end.
I didn't get a chance to see what's behind me. I knew my car loosened up, and I was just trying to hold those guys off. Eric and Jamie are pretty good racers, and I figured if I could hold them off, I was going pretty good.
Congratulations on your win. 12 points for 12th in the first segment and a win in the second segment for a total of 13 on Chad Wheeler, native of Waterbury, now living in the greater Burlington area, and what a ride he gave that number 92. 1 segment left for the late models of the Milk Bowl.
Okay, here's where we are for those scoring at home. We'll run down quickly the second segment winners, or actually the finish. Chad Wheeler came home first, Eric Williams second, Jamie Fisher was third, Dave Whitcomb was fourth, Chris Machad fifth, Brett Wheeler sixth, Sean Fleury seventh, Barney McRae eighth, Mark Barney ninth, Derek Ming 10th, Brian Hoare 11th, Chuck Beatty struggled to 12th, Jeff Spoon in the car number 12 was 13th, Chris Fisher came home 14th, Phil Scott came home in 15th, Berger Blake, Dennis Demers, Joey Laquia, Kendall Jean, Tracy Belrose was the next five, followed by Pete Fecto, Kip Stockwell, Dan Casey, and Rich Larry. So now, with 2 segments in the books with 1 to go, be rolling here very, very shortly. Jamie Fisher. Quick look at my records. Unofficially, could in fact be the first rookie ever to win the Milk Bowl. Started back in 1962. The track itself opened in 1960. There was no Milk Bowl in 1966 and none in 1981. So this is the 36th running of the Milk Bowl. And I'm going to go out on the limb and say never has a rookie won the Milk Bowl. Jamie Fisher, by virtue of 2 third-place finishes, in fact has 6 points. Very comfortable lead over Dave Whitcomb and Brian Hoare, tied in second with 12 points. Quite simply, Jamie Fisher needs to finish 5 positions ahead of Dave Whitcomb or 5 positions ahead of Brian Hoare. Or in a nutshell, if Jamie Fisher finishes 5th or better, he is the champion here today. Right behind in 4th, tied with 13 points, only 1 point behind Whitcomb and Brian Hoare, are Wheeler brothers Chad and Brett. 6th place is Eric Williams. Brings up an interesting point when we talk about Eric Williams. He has 16 points. Brian Hoare has 12 points. Like I say, right now, Brian Hoare is tied for 2nd. Eric Williams is in 6th. If Jamie Fisher does, in fact, hold on for this championship here today of the Milk Bowl, Eric Williams needs to be within 4 positions. Like I say, a 10-point lead coming in. There are no bonus points when it comes to Thunder Road. It's simply 75 to win, 68 for 2nd, 66 for 3rd, down by 2. Right now, Eric Williams is in 6th place with 16 points. You can bet your bottom dollar that Eric Williams, the car number 7, will be watching where the number 45 is. Eric Williams' chances of winning the Milk Bowl are quite slim. Not a factor right now, not even on his mind. Simply wants to keep that 45 car in his sight. Like I say, Eric Williams right now is in 6th position. 7th position, we have another tie at 18 points. Chris Fisher, the car number 71, and Barney McRae, the car number 30, are tied with 18. In 9th, Mark Barnier has 20 points. Phil Scott, defending champion here at Thunder Road, is in 10th spot with 21 points. Dennis Demers, Pete Fecto, Chris Machad pretty much round out the 13th. So the lineup for the third segment is going to be the second segment inverted. So what that means is Jamie Fisher, good luck charm, may in fact be 23. He started 23rd in the second segment, worked his way back up into top 3 finish, a 3rd finish actually. I had a chance to talk to him down in the pit area in between segments. Said he got a couple of breaks, said the car was handling quite well, feels he has a very good shot. Again, Jamie Fisher, Dave Whitcomb, Brian Hoare, Chad and Brett Wheeler, Eric Williams, Chris Fisher, Barney McRae, Mark Barnier, and Phil Scott are the top 10. Phil Scott has 21 points to Jamie Fisher's 6 points, so the chances of Phil winning are pretty slim. Pretty much down to, I would say, a 5-man dance. Fisher, Whitcomb, Hoare, Chad Wheeler, or Brett Wheeler with 13. Eric Williams with 16 points. Obviously would need the other guys to have some trouble and work himself up. Eric Williams will be starting in the 24th position. It's going to be quite interesting, as always, here at the Milk Bowl. Normally, going into the 3rd segment, we have a deal where there's normally 3, 4, sometimes even 5 cars with a legitimate shot of winning, but as we do go into the 3rd segment here, Jamie Fisher actually commanding lead. 6 points is in fact the commanding lead. Obviously a flat tire or a crinkled up fender and that will all go away, but Jamie Fisher has proved time and time again here each and every Thursday night at Thunder Road. He can start in the rear and does work his way to the front. A little bit of luck involved, but the talented skill of that team week after week they finish with a car in pretty good shape. We'll take a quick look here at the Thunder Road Championship. Like I said, we've talked about Eric Williams and Brian Hoare for the championship. Still in third place, Jamie Fisher is 30 points behind Eric Williams, so a chance of him winning the championship is somewhat slim, but Jamie Fisher looks to hold on to third. Chad Wheeler is fourth. Phil Scott is in fifth, has a 16-point lead over Chuck Beatty, and Phil right now is ahead of Chuck in the overall standings. Dave Whitcomb is in seventh place, looking to move up. Derek Ming, the driver of the 31, who I mentioned early in the second segment, just doesn't seem to have the handle today. He doesn't even show up here in my top 13 or 14, so Derek Ming trying to hold on. Will probably end up in the 8th spot as Jimmy Young, who was behind him, quite a ways behind him, has already crashed, and Jim Silly, who rounds out the top 10 in the regular Thunder Road point standings here for Late Model Sportsman in 1999, is already on the trailer. So we'll be back very shortly with the beginning of the third segment here at Thunder Road. I've caught up to Jamie Fisher. You go into the third segment with a 6-point lead. Simple math, you got to stay 5 points ahead of the 25 of Dave Whitcomb and the 45 of Brian Hoare. Any difference in strategy?
No, we're pretty much going to try to do the same there. We're going to come up through as fast as we can. I mean, we're starting 23rd again, and basically just stay out of the wrecks. It seemed like that time, and it was a pretty clean race, and we're just going to try to come up through as fast as we can, and hopefully we stay ahead of them.
Is that going to be a problem, you think, tires here in the last segment?
Well, everybody's going to be running tires that have got 50 laps on them now, so it's definitely going to make a little difference. It's going to play into it, I think, you know. It's going to be whoever has them figured out and got the best set on, I think.
Now, what's the strategy? 50 laps is obviously a sprint race. You're 6 points behind Jamie Fisher. You kind of go for broke, just hang it all out, or how are you going to play it?
It's the way we've done it all day, so we're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, you can tell by the smile on his face at 25 with Dave Whitcomb having a great fun out there. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Segment number 3 rolls to the line. Billy Masher in the 33 will lead him down to the charge. Rich Lowry in the 13 will be second. Inside row number 2 will be Dan Casey. Outside of him in the 08 is Kip Stockwell. Inside row number 3, Peter Fector in the 75. Tracy Belrose in the car number 2. Kendall Lejean's next in the 20. Joey LeCaire will be driving the car number 15. He comes next. We have a little bit of a logjam up there. The 09 is Dennis Demers. He comes in the 11th spot unofficially. Outside of Dennis Demers, it's going to be Phil Scott, I guess. I think there's one other car in there. Phil Scott driving the car number 14. Alongside of him is Burger Blake. This is the last 50 laps of Burger Blake's career here. Jeff Spooner in the 10. Chris Fisher in the 71. Next comes Chuck Beatty, 4-time champion here at Thunder Road. Brother won in 1991. There's the Brian Hoare machine of the number 45. He comes in 6 points behind the number 18. Derek Ming, the number 31. Just looking to salvage a good finish. A great run here this year for the Derek Ming. Mom and Dad pretty much head up that team. Good friends. A lot of work done on that 31 machine at the Joy LeCaire each and every year. 30 of Barney McRae on the outside of the 0 of Mark Barnier. Just beyond Mark Barney on the outside is one of the Wheelers. That's Brett Wheeler in the number 93. Sean Fleury will come next in the car number 4. Fleury had a good run in the second segment, actually fell back to the 7th. Chris Machad will come next in the 6th. Outside of Chris Machad in the yellow number 25, we spoke to him earlier, Dave Whitcomb. And we are going green this time down, back down to the start-finish line. It's going to be Billy Masher. Rich Lowry, who's had nothing but trouble all day, breaks out. Bill Masher does not come up to speed. Now regaining the speed. Rich Lowry comes down the backstretch. Rich Lowry will lead number 1. Kippy Stockwell, former runner here at Thunder Road. 4 career wins in a late model sportsman. Now a Busch Grand National runner in the 08. He's going to come second. Looking for second, not going to happen. Bill Masher in the number 33 is going to run second. Kip Stockwell. Dan Casey. Here comes Tracy Belrose up the outside of the car number 2. Peter Fector had trouble in the second segment, is going to run there. Jamie Fisher, 6 points in. Just got to keep the fenders on the car. A 6-point lead, not real sure when the last time. Going into the third segment, any one driver has had a 6-point lead. Like I say, could all come apart with a simple flat tire. Jamie Fisher just trying to pick his way up through the car. Back up toward the front. There's Dan Casey, 75 of Peter Fecto. 2 points in the first segment. Terrible finish in the second segment. Out of the running here for the 36th annual Milk Bowl. Tracy Belrose from Gorham, New Hampshire in the car number 2. Joey LeCaire broke his arm here about 4 weeks ago, driving with his right hand in a cast. Joey LeCaire in the car number 15. Down the back stretch they go. LeCaire up the outs on the inside. Belrose trying to fight her way back on the inside. We have a current in the ring. The pole sitter, Bill Marshall, spun around. The yellow does not come out. They start jamming him up. Dave Whitcomb got caught up in that. The car number 25 has crinkled his nose. Not sure if he got hit real hard. The car number 25, Dave Whitcomb, comes in tied for second in the overall here today with Brian Hoare with 12. Bill Marshall, who started on the pole, got crossed up. Not sure who the 25 got turned into. Now we have a story developing. Will the 25 of David Whitcomb head down pit road? He drives by pit road, down off turn number 2. The 25 stays on the track. Maybe be simply cosmetic damage. 5 laps in the book. 45 laps will complete this. Replay shows cars already spun. People are checking up. There goes the Billy Marshall machine of inside the 33. We'll try to scan back here and see if we can see the 25, the yellow 25. Just in your screen, way in the top left, is turned around sideways. It appears he checked up. The guy in front of him didn't. And he's going to come down and bump into the 0 of Mark Barnier. Eric Williams may have, in fact, got into the 25. One of those deals, obviously these cars do not have brake lights. It's pretty easy to sit in the grandstand and say, gee, what was that guy thinking? He ran flat into the back of him. Not how it works. I get around this racetrack in 13 and a half, 14 seconds. Not a lot of time to think. The guy in front of you checks up. There's a pretty good chance you're going to hit him right in the trunk lid. David Whitcomb in the 25 comes into the segment, tied for second, looking for his first ever Milk Bowl. Multi-time champion here at Thunder Road and Airborne. Rich Lowry in the 13 is your leader. Not going to be a factor in the overall. Struggled all day long. Next comes Kip Stockwell in the 08, another non-factor here today. Stockwell did not qualify, was an alternate, didn't run the first segment, came back for the second segment. Dan Casey, trouble in tech yesterday, hasn't had anything but trouble since. Again, not going to be a factor here today. Peter Fecto, good run going. Surprised a lot of people yesterday with a 4th place qualifier. He's now running 4th. Again, a non-factor. Tracy Belrose in the 2, 15 of Joey LeCaire. Then comes the 27 of Berger Blake. The blue car just behind Berger Blake is Dennis Demers. Dennis Demers had a pretty good run in the second segment. Has 22 points overall. He's running 11th right now. We are set for a restart. Light is off on the pace car. Next time by, we will be green. 5 laps down. 45 laps left to decide who will win the 36th running of the Vermont Chevy Milk Bowl here at Thunder Road. Rich Lowry is checking out already. Rich Lowry lines him to the field. Stockwell not keeping up. Yellow flag. Chief starter Mikey Wild. This is no, 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 no. Rich Lowry in the 13's got to put his thinking cap on here. Absolutely nothing to gain in the 13. Simply's got to run this car home, get it home without knocking any more fenders off. This time here, Stockwell in the 08 tries to keep up. They come charging off turn number 4. Down to the stripe they go. Lowry on the inside, Stockwell on the outside. Stockwell's got a good bite coming off turn 2. Stockwell up to his door, climbing up toward the fender. Stockwell not giving up on the outside. Give it to Lowry. Phil Scott starts to rumble in the back. There's the 45 of Brian Hoare. Championship of Thunder Road must be on his mind. Brian Hoare has won the LMS Series Championship. has won the Airborne Championship, has never won the championship here at Thunder Road. Unofficially, Jamie Fisher's running 24th. David Whitcomb's running 19th. Brian Hoare's up to 13th. Right now, Brian Hoare would in fact be the champion. He has the Jamie Fisher car of 11. Again, unofficially, and we do have 42 laps to go. Rumbling down the backstretch. Hoare up on the inside of Ming, right behind the 71 of Fisher. Phil Scott looking for some running room on the outside. Right in front of the 14 machine is Kendall Lejean. Joy Lacaire seems to be holding up that outside lane. Down the backstretch into turn number 3. 10 laps in the books, 40 laps to go. Fisher on the inside in the 71. Hoare on the Hoare on the inside. Chuck beating the 54, still trying to look for some room. Still 2 by 2 by 2, not helping the guys trying to run out of the back. Chris Fisher in the 71. Kendall Lejean slipping up on the inside. Joey Lacaire checks up. Kendall Lejean around sideways. Pretty near slams into the side of the 45. Just barely gets by. Eric Williams is involved. Back over turn number 3. Eric Williams is now turning back around, heading on the track. The car number 7. A shot at the championship. Eric Williams. Barney McRae inside turn number 3, pretty well wrecked up. See if we got a replay on that. Brian Hoare in a 75 just barely missed. Could have been disastrous. Barney McRae is pretty well wrecked over there, still waiting. Is going to need a wrecker or a push truck. I do believe the 7 of Eric Williams has headed to the pits. Here comes the replay. Lacaire checks up on the outside. There's obviously something up there ahead. Phil Scott trying to duck underneath the 20 of Kendall Lejean. Brian Hoare just squeaks by. It is going to be extremely close. Just barely misses. If the 20 bumps the 45, the 45 is going to take a hard right out toward the ticket booth. Brian Hoare does escape. The guy that doesn't escape, though, is the 7 of Eric Williams. Needs to stay within 4 positions of the Brian Hoare machine if, in fact, he doesn't win. If Brian Hoare does go on to win the Milk Bowl, and in order to do that, Jamie Fisher in the 18 is going to need trouble. Eric Williams, they tell me, is now going to return to the racetrack. He is going to be starting in the rear of the field. 11 laps in the books. 39 laps. That's Barney McRae getting inside the passenger side of the wrecker. Barney McRae, as I said earlier, a former runner on the Busch Grand National North Tour, used to own this car. Sold the car to Jamie Winters, a longtime friend and I do believe sponsor. Jamie Fisher, Barney McRae, I lost my thought there. Came in tied for 7th. His day is going to end. Not a top 10 for Barney McRae. Came into this segment with 18 points. The reports are telling me the 93 of Brett Wheeler was puking out some water. A little bit slippery coming into turn 3 and 4. Wheeler, I assume, has headed to the pit area to see if he came back. Wheeler came in tied for 4th with his brother Chad with 13 points, so a good day for Brett, maybe going by the wayside here. We'll have to see what develops. They'll be crossing over on the backstretch. 11 down, 39 to go in this, the 3rd segment of the Milk Bowl. Will Jamie Fisher, the rookie from Shelburne, Vermont, hold on to win the 36th Vermont Chevy Dealers Milk Bowl here at the famed Thunder Road International Speedbowl? Rich Lowry, Dan Casey, Peter Fecto, Tracy Belrose are going to lead him down. There's the Eric Williams now returning. That's Eric Williams just coming up to the back. Everyone here looks like they don't have any fender damage or anything, so as we look at the side of the 45, he may have got a piece. Kendall Lejean's 20 may have got a piece of that that 45. Not enough to turn him inside out. Would have been disastrous for Hoare. The speeds they go travel into that 3rd corner. If the 20 did in fact make contact, he would have spun him around. down for the start. 39 laps to go. Larry on the inside, Casey on the outside. They get green. And we had another wreck. Oh, Jamie Fisher's involved. That's Jamie Fisher's crinkled up. Jamie Fisher has a right front, is headed to the pits. Jamie Fisher is headed to the pits. All jammed up. Derek Ming going north in a southbound lane. Derek Ming in the driver of the 31. Now we're going to see Brian Hoare and Dave Whitcomb 6 points behind Jamie Fisher. 39 laps to go, and this is the third segment. Jamie Fisher headed down pit road just barely. From my angle, it didn't appear all that bad. A little bit of front end damage. Didn't knock out the towing. That's going to be the big factor on that car now. Always a good thing here at the Milk Bowl. Never leave before this one's over. Quite a few years ago, David Whitlock pretty much had it locked up. Crashed with 4 or 5 laps to go. Had a flat tire, I believe. Ever changing. Jamie Fisher came in with 2 third-place finishes with 6 points. Now down in the pits. This is where his crew. From my vantage point, I can see about 34 red shirts flailing on the right front of that vehicle. Down in the pit area. The ACT LMS series does take care of their own. They will give them what they call a courtesy lap. The track is now being cleaned up. They will cross them over down in the area. Not a good sign at this particular time of the day. The 68 down there, that means Jim Seeley's out of the event. One of the top runners here at Thunder Road. I wonder where he may be. Just to the left of the Seeley car is in fact Jamie Fisher. They're working on that car. They are now motioning him out. The hood is off that car. He will be coming back minus the right front fender. Now the question comes, how bad did he, obviously he hit hard enough to crinkle up the fender and the hood. Is the tow in fact going to be? Gets it once over by the inspector. Head tech Dan Beatty was right there at the trailer to make sure they're obviously not going to let this car out if there's any real major problem. Jamie Fisher rolls back out onto the field. How will that car handle? Has done it all year here, ladies and gentlemen. Race after race. Worked his way to the front. Now has to do it all over again. What's going through Brian Hoare's mind? I'm sure they've been on the radio to Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare simply has to go out and try to win this segment. Brian Hoare has absolutely no defense at all. It's all Jamie Fisher. Jamie Fisher works his way back up to 5th. He cannot lose the 36th running of the Milk Bowl. David Whitcomb is also tied with Brian Hoare. David Whitcomb at the time is about 3 spots behind Hoare. Down to the start. 11 laps in the books. Larry on the inside. Casey on the outside. Down off turn 2. Down the backstretch they go. Casey slips a little bit. Here comes Pete Effecto up the inside. Larry slips up a little bit. Back down across the start-finish line. Oh, down in the infield comes Joe LeCaire. Everything seems to be fine. Chuck Beatty trying to lead Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare would like nothing more happen here to have Beatty go by him. Beatty's side was off turn number 4. Beatty seemed to have lost the handle on that subway Monte Carlo. Joey LeCaire on the inside. Chuck Beatty on the outside. Oh, they're checking up again. Everybody stacks up. Gary Cunningham in the 01 stopped in the middle of the backstretch. 2 more laps in the book, maybe only 1 more laps in the book. For the drivers here today, this lap seems to be an eternity, trying to win the Milk Bowl.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Rich Lowry still your leader. Dan Casey still in second. Not the story here, though, right now. Again, we're keeping our eye on the 18 of Jamie Fisher, the 25 of David Whitcomb, the 45 of Brian Hoare. The Wheeler brothers, Chad and Brett, 92 and 90, and Eric Williams in the 7. 6-man, maybe 7 or 8-man dance for the championship here. New twist each and every lap. Unofficially, Brian Hoare seems to have worked his way up to about 14th. Eric Williams is 6, make it 7 cars on the racetrack behind him as we speak. Jamie Fisher has worked his way by 3 cars on that lap there. Cars now driving around slowly on the caution, waiting for the line to come down from head man here at ACT Tom Curley. Brian Hoare unofficially is up to 11th now. We'll try to get an update here from scoring to try to keep you abreast. Again, if you just joined us, you're watching the Milk Bowl. 1 point to win, 2 points for second, all the way down. This is our third of 3 segments. Jamie Fisher came in with 6. Whitcomb and Hoare with 12. The Wheeler brothers with 13. Eric Williams looking to wrap up the Thunder Road Championship with 16. Has had trouble here early in the 3rd segment. Back out onto the racetrack. Jamie Fisher also had trouble early in this segment. Back out onto the racetrack. 13 laps down, 37 laps to go, and we will crown ourselves a champion. Haven't had much time yet to talk about the queen. Every racetrack has their trophy queens. The Milk Bowl just happens to be Bessie the cow. Everybody wants to kiss Bessie the cow. We'll have that ceremony a little bit later down in Victory Lane. And I'm not kidding, we are going to see the winner kiss the cow. The win today here will be worth roughly $5,000 to these late model competitors. This the final race of 1999. Run Plattsburgh Weekly, Thunder Road Weekly, been to St. Felicien, Montmagny, Quebec. Ran down to the White Mountain Motorsports Park. A traveling tour. Be interested to see how many races we go to next year. This is race 13 on the LMS Series Tour. Also a Thunder Road regular show. Field still forming behind the pace car. They will be crossing over. It's going to be Larry and Dan Casey once again leading them to the green. The light is still on the pace car. We'll probably be driving through some fluid here again. Like I say, Larry had nothing but trouble. Qualified 12th, one of the surprises yesterday. Dan Casey on the outside of him yesterday afternoon qualified 12th, I believe, and he qualified 10th, failed tech. His weekend has just got worse. Peter Fector in the 75. Tracy Belrose in the 2, excuse me. Kippy Stockwell comes next. Burger Blake in his last run here at Thunder Road. A former champion here, I believe 1989. Burger Blake in the car number 27 won a championship. The pace car is in. We're coming back down to green. It's Lowry. It's Casey. 75 of Peter Fector looking for some running room. Up the outside comes Dan Casey. Casey trying to fill off that first spot. 3 deep coming off the corner. Derek Ming gives him a lift. There's the story. The 18 of Jamie Fisher with 6 points. Just ahead of him in the 7 is Eric Williams. Eric Williams just trying to find that 45. He needs to stay inside of that number 45 to win himself his first ever championship here. Could be the first man in the history of Thunder Road to win the championship without winning the race. Eric Williams, one of the great former Thunder Road and airborne Tiger drivers, has never won a late model sportsman race. At this point, doesn't care. Wants to win the 1999 championship here at Thunder Road. 17 laps in the book this time by. They're still running 2 by 2 by 2. Eric Williams, Dave Whitcomb, Jamie Fisher. Fisher, overall winner, overall leader right now. Dave Whitcomb in second. Brian Hoare is about 10 cars ahead of them. Brian Hoare could pull off a mild upset. Like I say, a 16-point lead seemed quite comfortable. The laps run down. 19 laps go into the record book this time by. Still 2 by 2. Eric Williams, Dave Whitcomb, Jamie Fisher, nowhere to go. There goes Brian Hoare, looking on the inside. No room up to Chuck Beatty. Hoare's worked his way up to 7. Unofficially, quick look up there, 2, 4, 6, yes, call it 6. Brian Hoare is doing everything he can possibly do. He's looking to win this segment. Brian Hoare's worked his way from near the end of the pack. up to second place. We have us another spin over in turn number 4. Brett Wheeler is inside the wall over in turn number 4. Yellow on the field. Brett Wheeler, who we had reported earlier was leaking fluid, now appears to be leaking lots of fluid, getting refired. Came into this segment tied for 4th with brother Chad with 13 points. That car's a little more worse for wear. Minus both front fenders and minus the hood. Seems to be headed for pit road. Wheeler's chance at the Milk Bowl may be over now. Every lap we click off the books here is just one lap closer to crowning the champion here. Rich Lowry, the driver to number 13, running second behind Dan Casey, the 63. Again, like I said earlier, simply not a factor. Normally that's what happens in a race like this. Brian Hoare could be the story. Brian Hoare, who won this Milk Bowl last year, like I said earlier, has won the Airborne Championship, has won the Late Model Sportsman Series Championship. Would love nothing more to do than put the Thunder Road Championship in his resume. In order to do that, he's going to have to win this Milk Bowl and have the 7 of Eric Williams, who's struggling now to get out of the back of the pack. Eric Williams unofficially now running around in about the 18th spot. I got a check of scoring going on. Previous Thunder Road champions: Phil Scott in 1998, Peter Fecto in 97, Phil Scott again in 1996. Whitcomb won it at 95. Chuck Beatty, multi-time winner here, started the Late Model Sportsman Series back in 1992. Chuck Beatty won in 92, 93, 94, and he won sometimes in the late 80s back in the old Flying Tiger days. Dave Whitcomb unofficially is 19th. Brian Hoare is 6th. Chad Wheeler is 17th. Eric Williams is 15th. Chris Fisher is up to 9th. They're going to bring him back down to the thing. The checkered green flag has gone away. Dan Casey this time on the inside. Leads him down the backstretch. There's Brian Hoare once again looking for some running room up the outside. Ducks down low. Here comes Chris Fisher up the outside. Brian Hoare's betting the inside lane's gonna go. Dan Casey, Kip Stockwell, Chuck Beatty, and then comes Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare looking to go into 4th. Oh, and somebody's spun around. A multi-car crash. Jamie Fisher into the back of the 7 of Wheeler. Phil Scott's involved. Chris Fisher's involved. Joey LeCaire, Tracy Belrose, and 20 of Kendall Lejeune. Multi-car crash. Brian Hoare comes through unscathed. Jamie Fisher had his right rear tire literally off the ground and stuffed into the passenger window, the left rear passenger window of the 7 of Eric Williams. The 18 of Jamie Fisher is headed back to pit road once again. Chris Fisher is headed. Here comes the replay. It's going to happen right in front of this screen here. Eric Williams on the high side. Fisher, they are 4 deep. Call it 4.5 deep. LeCaire turned around. Ming into him. There's the 18 of Jamie Fisher. Make that into thing. Oh, and Phil Scott slams into the side of Chris Fisher's number 71. And look at the 25 of David Whitcomb. Comes into this second, tied with second with 12 points. Threads the needle and through he comes. Sean Fleury in the 4. Jeff Spooner looking for room on the high side. Chris Machado in the 6 looking for some room. It appears Chad Wheeler in the 92 sneaks by, and here comes Gary Cunningham in the 01 down through the infield. Berger Blake looks for room. Phil Scott, Joey LeCaire, Chris Fisher, Sean Fleury, Kendall Lejeune, all involved. Ooh, not good. The number 7 left rear, if we can take a look at the left rear on the number 7 car, just in front of the 25. There's the 18. Has not pitted. I'm sorry, it's Chris Fisher. Incorrect report from pit road. Chris Fisher pits. Jamie Fisher stays on the racetrack. Got a little bit of sheet metal hanging off the right side. Now the question remains, or comes, is are we going to let the 7 of Eric Williams stay on the racetrack? The left side of that car looks pretty crinkled from this vantage point. Could be a danger. They moved him up one on the backstretch. Jamie Fisher going ahead of Dave Whitcomb. The 7 of Eric Williams, who was ahead of the 31 here, if we could just pan up a little bit further, looking to take a look at the left rear of the 7 car. The 7 car, as you can see now, right behind the 0, pretty well crinkled up. Be very interesting to see if the director, Dan Beatty, who runs the late model sportsman tech area, taking a look at it as they drive by turn number 1, it appears they're going to let him go. The right side of that car is sticking out. Oh, got to be close to a foot, half a foot. Going to be dangerous to pass that car on the inside. They are crossing him over. They are, in fact, going to let him run like that. Very, very interesting. As we look, 2, 4, 9th place right now for Eric Williams. 11th place for the 18 of Jamie Fisher. 22 laps in the book. 38 laps will make up this, the 36th running of the Milk Bowl. That car has seen the worst for today. Eric simply saying, give me 38 more laps. We got all win of the picture. Casey and Dennis Demers are going to lead him to the lead. I may have been making an incorrect here. Is that Demers? Yes, I'm sorry. I've been calling that Kip Stockwell. That's Dennis Demers, who comes in 11th with 22 points. I thought that was Kip Stockwell this whole time. Down to the stripe they go. A great jump. Up the inside. Horace now got to the 5th spot. Eric Williams still riding around, just trying to get these laps. Crossed up is a 0 of Mark Barnier. Eric Williams in the 7. Dave Whitcomb in the 25. Down the backstretch they go. Here comes Hoare up the outside of Rich Lowry. Right in front of him is Chuck Beatty. Beatty tries to get down low, no room there. Derek Ming's in the wall. Derek Ming has hit the wall and kept going. Yellow flag does not come out. Halfway this time down. Halfway. Your leader is still the 63 of Dan Casey. Brian Hoare is up to 4th, looking for 3rd. Chuck Beatty in the 54 trying to hold him off. Rich Lowry in 5th. If we can pan back here just a little bit, we can see how the other cars are coming up. That is the 4th. Hoare going for 3rd. Demers in 2nd. They touch coming off. Rich Lowry's running 5th. Barnier in 6th. Right behind the 0 of Barnier comes the number 75, and there's Eric Williams, followed by Dave Whitcomb. Eric Williams just trying to keep this baby in sight. Here comes Jamie Fisher right behind him. Right now, unofficially, Jamie Fisher is about 2 cars from being the overall championship. 20 laps to go this time by. Unofficially, Hoare is running in the 2nd spot. Hoare looking for the lead. 3 deep. Wheeler spins. Oh! Wheeler, Chad Wheeler not giving Jamie Fisher a break. Jamie Fisher spins. No yellow. They keep going. Down across the rumple strips. That could, in fact, cost the championship here today. Brian Hoare uses the opportunity to pull us down into the thing. Caution is out. That may be a break for Jamie Fisher. Like I said earlier, they do, in fact, go back to the last lap. Jamie Fisher was not involved in that crash. The yellow does not for Jamie Fisher. Jamie Fisher may, in fact, get a spot back. Running 3 deep coming off turn number 2. Chad Will in the 92 elected not to give the number 7 a lift here. 3 deep as they're coming down the backstretch. Take that back. It appears that the 92 of Chad Wheeler did, in fact, give him a lift, just wasn't in time. Just a slight touch. All it takes here. 85, 90 miles an hour off the turn. Phil Scott slams him fairly hard. Again, this is going to be interesting. The caution came out, but not for this. It appears the right front on that car. Nope, that's not. I just thought that was his tire. That's his fender. That picture right there could tell the story, ladies and gentlemen. That could end the championship shot here today. When I say championship, I mean for the win here of the Milk Bowl. Jamie Fisher came in with 6 points. Needed to keep Brian Hoare within sight. 5 positions. Brian Hoare is now your leader. Jamie Fisher, if he does not get his spot back after that caution, is going to be running around in the 20th spot. They've crossed him over. They did complete a lap. Brian Hoare is your leader. Now we got to find David Whitcomb is in the 9th spot. So Brian Hoare would win. Whoa. 20 laps to go. Brian Hoare now looking to check out on the thing. Dennis Demers right behind him. Down to the line is Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare led just about every lap of the first segment. Back out on top of the third segment. Dan Casey trying to hold off Dennis Demers. Dennis Demers fights his way up. Pokes him in the side, drives underneath him. Brian Hoare looking to check out. That is no longer going to be the story. Brian Hoare goes on to win this. Brian Hoare will in fact have 13 points. If Brian Hoare has 13 points, that means that Jamie Fisher has to finish 6th. 6th will give him 12th. There's the 7th of Eric Williams. Eric Williams needs a 3rd place in the overall. 33 laps in the book. 17 laps to go. Eric Williams in the 7th. The 0 of Mark Barnier. Dave Whitcomb right behind him. Dave Whitcomb came in tied with Brian Hoare. No longer a tie. Down to the line they go. Dave Whitcomb still looking for pick up a couple of more spots. Dave Whitcomb, this is a race for around 7th. Phil Scott in 9th. Chad Wheeler in the 92. I incorrectly stated didn't give him a lift. He did in fact give the Jamie Fisher car a lift. Running in the 10th spot. Phil Scott come into this segment with 21. Not going to be a factor here today, just trying to pick up a couple of more cars. Laps rumble down. 13 times this time by. 13 laps to go. Eric Williams trying to get by the number 13 of Rich Lowry. Down the backstretch they go. Eric Williams now rumbles into the 5th spot, followed by Dave Whitcomb in the 6th spot. Rich Lowry's in the 7th spot. Brian Hoare is your leader, looking to win his 2nd consecutive Milk Bowl. Down to the stripe one more time. 11 laps to go. Brian Hoare is your leader. Let's see if we can't do a rundown of the field here, get an idea where everybody is. Hoare's your leader. After Hoare, Dennis Demers, not going to be a factor here today. Official check here in scoring has Chad Wheeler in 8th place, Eric Williams in 5th place. Jamie Fisher still working his way back up from the back. His hopes of the championship here today of the Milk Bowl appear to be over. David Whitcomb just trying to run it out. I wish I could tell you a little bit more of what's going on with scoring. Not be able to see the whole field is pretty tough to say who's got what. Brian Hoare comes in with 12 points. This will give him 13. Dave Whitcomb also came within 12. The laps run down. 5 laps to go this time by. Hoare's your leader. Demers is in 2nd. Casey 3rd. Beatty 4th. Williams 5th. Dave Whitcomb 6th. Phil Scott 7th. Smoke rolling off to Chad Wheeler in 8th. Larry in 9th. Barnier 10th. Fleury 11th. Spooner, Fisher, Machard. Unofficially, Jamie Fisher's in 15th. Too many points. The hopes of Jamie Fisher winning the Milk Bowl are over. It appears Brian Hoare, the pole sitter, the fast time from yesterday, is going to win the 36th running of the Vermont Chevy Milk Bowl. 3 laps to go this time. Chris Fisher trying to pick off some spots. Up on the inside is Machard. You can see Fisher's hands working it over. There's the 45 of the Brian Hoare of the Dodge on cruise control, looking to wrap up the Thunder Road Championship. We'll have to get a check here quickly. Eric Williams will in fact have to finish 3rd. Jamie Fisher. Eric Williams is not going to beat Jamie Fisher. I do believe this win here is going to give the number 45 Brian Hoare the Thunder Road Championship and the Milk Bowl. This time down, the checkered flag's going to roll. Down off turn 4 for the last time. Brian Hoare's your leader. Is the winner. Dennis Demers, Casey, Beatty, Williams. Williams with 5 points is going to pick up 21 points. Unofficially, 2-4. Brian Hoare is going to win the Milk Bowl. Eric Williams needs to go by. Again, we're going to have to wait. Brian Hoare is going to be the Milk Bowl winner. That is the definite. Brian Hoare picking up the checkered flag. He won the first segment here earlier today. Brian Hoare's win is going to give him a total of 13 points. Scoring right now is doing a check. We will try to have the top 3 here momentarily. The top 3 obviously will dictate. I've been telling you all day. If Eric Williams does not end up down in victory lane as the top 3, his shot at the championship will be over. They're jammed up coming off turn number 4 down there just to the left of the Hoare machine trying to return the checkers. They are lined up. All anticipating, all waiting. 1 point for a win, 2 points for second. Scoring up here in the booth, frantically trying to find out who won. Definite. Brian Hoare, driver of the Goss Dodge, is going to be the winner of the Milk Bowl. 2nd year in a row for Brian Hoare. Brian Hoare's won just about everything in sight. Had a chance to talk to him earlier today. He's planning on coming back. Loves racing here at Thunder Road. If the right deal came along, maybe he'd go Bush North Racing, but not looking for the right deal. Him and his team are quite happy. Dalla Hart in the green hat, vice president here at ACT, waiting for the cue. Ken Squires waiting to get out, unstrapping. Brian Hoare, who seemed, as we started the 3rd segment, I say, no shot of the win. 6 points behind Jamie Fisher. Jamie Fisher was involved in no less than 3 wrecks. Very, very discouraging. Jamie Fisher, a rookie here on the tour. One of the nice guys, genuine nice guy. Very calm, very collective. Well liked by most of the competitors. Brian Hoare is going to be, Brian Hoare is going to win with 13 points. 2nd place with 18 points is David Whitcomb. 3rd, we're 20 points is Jamie Fisher. That, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately for Eric Williams, is going to be too many. Eric Williams will not win the 1999 version of the King of the Road. That is going to go to the Milk Bowl winner here today, Brian Hoare.
Unofficially for 4th with 21 points each,
Eric Williams, unofficially in 4th. By my unofficially totals, Eric Williams is going to lose the championship by 1, maybe 3 points. Down in victory lane, we can see the milk bowls sitting down. Will be filled with milk. Bessie the cow should be on her way in any time. I heard she's a real beauty this year.
ladies and gentlemen,
Here he is,
your Thunder
crawling out of the car.
by 1 point. Brian Hoare on the outside.
Brian Hoare won the championship by 1 point. Brian Hoare, that's his crew chief. Crew chief standing on the hood. Brian Hoare has done it. He's won the Milk Bowl. He's won the Airborne Championship. He's won the LMS Series. It's a 13-race series. Started back in April to play Airborne. He's won it all this year. Brian Hoare, in the closest battle in the history of the 40 years at Thunder Road. Brian Hoare is going to win by 1 point. We started this 18 races ago here at Thunder Road. 1 mere point. Keep in mind, it's 2 points in the feature. Starts in 75, goes down by 2. Heat races during the year, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going down with the winner, down at Ken Squires in Victory Lane.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the word is we have a small mechanical breakdown in Victory Lane. Ken was in such a hurry to get across the track, he snapped the cord. That's all right. We can do it from here. Is that what happened? We can do it from here. Who did? Oh, Eric did? All right, we'll send him a bill. Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher in the 36th Annual Vermont Chevy Dealers Milk Bowl here at Thunder Road. And a great comeback after hitting some disaster midway in the final round. The SD Ireland Concrete Chevrolet, Jamie Fisher, car number 18. What a run for the rookie. Second place in the overall this afternoon for the great veteran, and what a drive in the final round to claim it. The Vermont Central Vacuum Chevrolet, David Whitcomb in the 25. And what a way to end the season. He has run the table. The ACT champion, the Airborne champion, and now by 1 point, the Thunder Road champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Hoare, your Milk Bowl game for 1999. Brian Hoare with a cold and cold and right down the front of him. That's got to be Brett. And oh my goodness, isn't she a beauty, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Milk Bowl has started by the equally lovely. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean that. Well, by the lovely Eddie Burns. I'm sorry, Eddie. That's what I meant to say. All right, Brian, you've got practice. Round the snug. Beautiful. Watch the count. Watch the count. Okay, Ken, go ahead.
You got it fixed. When Eric left town, he really left town. God, he did a great job. Brian, we get you over here for just a moment. Brian, can we get you over here for just a moment? You finally got it back. Congratulations. You won the track championship by 1 digit today in one of the toughest milk bowls ever.
Yeah, I was just telling the guys, you know, Eric had a fantastic season. I mean, I give credit to the whole team. Those guys are awesome. They were so consistent, and, you know, they did it again today. They were right there. They were, you know, ultra consistent again. And I got to hand it to Jamie Fisher. He's a rookie, and he might have a yellow car, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't have a yellow stripe on the back bumper, because he sure doesn't act like a rookie. He had this race won today. Feel bad for him. He had some bad luck, and I got to tell you, yeah, everyone said Lady Luck has to be on your side to win this race, and Lady Luck was definitely on our side.
Congratulations again to your winner today, Brian Hoare, for the second straight year. Yeah, you did enough, Brian. I think we hit everything. Couldn't get no breaks from the last one. My crew, I think my crew did a good job, and brought to the Dealer Milk Bowl. You got to thank everybody. If it wasn't for all these guys, we wouldn't be out here. Congratulations to you. You gave Whitcomb one at 95. Tough day at the office.
Yeah, it was, you know, a rough day, but came out good in the end anyways, you know, and I really want to thank all my sponsors and all my crew, because those guys worked hard, and all the people came out and watched us today made it really a great night for us.
Well, congratulations to you to all three. I continue to get pictures, and for the second year, the Dodge Avenger has won the Milk Bowl, and he had to fight for everything he got today. Dave Whitcomb with a tremendous finish, and you can see from the size of these cars, and see Eric Williams. What a heartbreaker for him. As Dave Moody described, crumpled and crippled, pulled it up, beaten up, but he stuck it out and hung right in there to the very finish and lost the title by a single point in the last 50 laps. Well, that's it for 1999, and we thank you for being here today. Look forward to the pleasure of your company when we get down to the new millennium, and racing is the site of excitement. The Dodge Avenger pulls it off this afternoon. The cow certainly liked it. Hope you did too, and you'll be coming back often to the site of excitement, Thunder Road. Brian Hoare has won the 1999 Milk Bowl in one of the toughest races of all time, and you can tell it just from the damage out here in the pit area when you go down to look at those cars.
As you can see behind me, the crowd's all left. Unofficially, Brian Hoare is going to be the winner of the Milk Bowl and also the championship here at Thunder Road. It is, again, unofficial, but it appears that Hoare is going to win the overall championship here at Thunder Road by 1 point over a very discouraged Eric Williams, the car number 7. The Milk Bowl is going to finish as follows. Hoare is going to be the winner. Dave Whitcomb second. Jamie Fisher third. Eric Williams fourth. Chad Will is going to come home in fifth. Dennis Demers is going to come home in sixth, driving the 09. Phil Scott will be seventh. Chuck Beatty will be 8th, Mark Barney in 9th, Chris Fisher will be 10th. 11th will go to Brett Wheeler. Chris Machado will be 12th, Pete Bechtel 13th, Sean Fleury 14th. Barney McRae driving the car number 30 will round out the top 15. Dan Casey, Berger Blake, Derek Ming, Jeff Spooner, and Joey LeCaire will be 20th. 21st will go to Kendall LeJean. Rich Barre will be 22nd. Tracy Belrose, Kip Stockwell, and Jim Silly will round out the top 25. Billy Marsh will come home 26th, Gary Cunningham in 27th, and Jimmy Young, who went out fairly early in the first segment, will be the last qualifier, last finisher, number 28. Again, that's all unofficial. They are doing the tech as we speak, and that will end the broadcast here today and the end of series, the 40th here at Thunder Road, high atop Corey Hill here in Barre, Vermont, for the 40th season at Thunder Road. Join us again in the year 2000.